Hello, guys and gals. Welcome. Welcome. So, we got some time to kill before the developer conference or update live stream starts. And so we're just gonna play some Diablo or something. Like I'm not gonna hang around waiting. Let me go ahead and get this all set up though, so we have this kind of just in advance set up. You guys can look at some Diablo doojanks while I'm here. Here's some Diablo doojanks. I know you like that kind of stuff. You like doojanks. You like do. Oh God, that was loud. What was that? Oh, thank you, Dylan. Thank you for the subscription there, sir. That's right. We had to get them frosty cheeks up. What's the special Diablo event thing for today? We don't know. It changes at 2 o'clock. So as soon as 2 o'clock rolls around, we will know, and that's basically right when the developer update live stream starts. So the collector's box goes live at 2 EST as well. I'm not really sure if I want to grab the collector's box or not. Never been a big collector's box fan unless it has something really cool in it that I want. I mean, I'm assuming they're going to be showing us the collector's box on stream, right? That's probably what we're going to see today. Maybe along with some other interesting tidbits of information. The head of GGM, that's right. Only the head. Here, you guys want to see? Here, hold on. Look, I'll show you. For those of you who are so interested. You're so interested. All right, I'm going to show you. For those of you who are so interested. Here you go. You ready? You ready for this? You ready for this? Doom. That's right. See? Look. Green screen. Alright, it's the green screen back here. See? My chair has a green screen on it. Look at that. And I'm wearing a green hoodie. It's just green. There's just green everywhere. Alright? It's just a green screen. Green. And I got my merch on. This is my Chinchillin with GG Mentor hoodie. I also got this in t-shirts as well. And that way I can show off my merch and you guys can see the screen properly. And then bam, just like that. See, I turn the green screen back on. And look, see, now I'm just a head and some hands. Just a head and hands. I can do magic tricks like this. You ready? Watch. And then I can do this. Or I can just put my hoodie on. I can just put this on like this. And then pull the strings and disappear from existence. I think it is hilarious, okay? I don't care what you guys think. I think it's hilarious. All right? It's hilarious. Besides, you can see my mana bar better. So, like when I'm playing Diablo 2 Resurrected, you can see my mana bar better than you could before. Which you got to admit, being able to see my mana bar, my mana globe, easier, is impressive. Impressive, yes. I'm gonna have to record this developer doojank, and we'll have to go over it, bit by bit, and talk about all the doojanks that are in the doojank, because I like the doojanks. I always like to go over these with a fine-tooth comb because they always give us more information than they intended. Like, there's always like something that they let slip, and if you're smart enough to actually like put two and two together, you can usually end up figuring it out. Let's see here. I need to pull up their stream, which I believe they're streaming on both Twitter and YouTube is what they said. I would rather do the YouTube stream because it's usually better quality, but We'll pull it up. It's going to be starting in about 39 minutes, so we're a little bit early. We're just a little bit early. You know, let's pull up their Twitch page too, just in case. I'll pull up both, that way we can be ready, whatever the outcome. I'm weird, Hodor. I'm weird, he says. Well, you know what? You're weird too. How about that? I'd rather be weird than not be weird. Ain't nothing wrong with being weird. My girlfriend calls me weird. She calls me weirdo and then giggles. So, I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right. Yeah. The best. Alright, there we go. We got the Diablo Twitter page loaded up, ready to go. So whenever they go live, whenever that is. I'm assuming they're going to go live a little bit beforehand, and then we'll get like a little bit of a bleed in and blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. So you guys want to hear some boring information? I've got some boring information if you'd like to hear some boring information about Diablo. This isn't like I would make a video on it if if I thought it was video worthy, but I don't feel like it's video worthy because I don't have pictures to show you. I mean, this would be like a really dry book. So the skill tree structure in Diablo Immortal seems to be divided into 7 clusters. Each cluster is unlocked as you put more skill points into the tree. Doesn't matter where you put the points because it basically takes a certain number of points to unlock the other clusters. There are essentially, what is it? So we got the 0 point cluster. That's your basic cluster that you start with. This one has mainly like your weakest attacks that have no cost or cooldown. Many of them are primary resource generators. Then you have at least 2 points gets you to the core cluster, which contains all your core skills, upgrades, and some passives. A couple basic skills. 6 points, 11 points, and 16 points get you to the unique clusters per class. And the next 3 clusters contain a variety of skills and passives. Usually defensive and mobility skills. This is all very generic, of course, because I'm talking about literally, what is it? You know, like, was it rogue, druid, barbarian, necromancer? Was it 4 classes? Is there one I'm missing? Sorceress, 5 classes. 23 points invested gets you to the ultimate cluster, which is where you have your ultimate skill with its upgrades and more passives. Ultimate skills are extremely powerful skills with very long cooldowns. Unlike other skills, you can only have 1 ultimate. Very reminiscent to me of Lord of the Rings Online. I don't know if you guys played Lord of the Rings Online, but it was a game where you had legendary abilities, and the legendary abilities were usually on long cooldowns, but they were very good, and you could only have like 1 or 2 of them. So kind of very similar in that regard. And then finally, 33 points invested is the final cluster and only has several big passives. These passives are a lot stronger than all the others, but similar to ultimate skills, you can only pick 1. There's more information here, but like I said, it's very dry, kind of boring. Like if I had something to show you, if I had a picture to show you, I mean, I have pictures, but they're not exactly like quality pictures of the skill tree. I feel like one thing that we need, just like right off the bat, is just like a really nice picture of all the skill trees with like, you know, like a kind of like an outline, you know, kind of like back in the day with freaking Diablo 2, right? So like with Diablo 2, let me pull up like a very simple picture of like a Diablo 2 picture image. There we go. So like this. This is a really simple image, right? I mean, it's very easy to understand. You look, see the icons. Like if you've played Diablo long enough, you know what the icons are. You're like, okay, that's Holy Shield, that's Charge, that's Smite, that's Holy Bolt, that's Blessed Hammer, Fist of the Heavens, Conversion, Vengeance, Zeal, Sacrifice, Thorns, Sanctuary, Conviction, Holy Shock, Holy Freeze, Holy Fire, Might, Blessed Aim, Concentration, Fanaticism, Resist Cold, Fire, Resist Cold, Resist Lightning, Salvation, Defiance, Vigor, Redemption, Prayer, Cleansing, and Meditation. Yes, I had to name all of them. I had to. It was imperative that I showed you guys the breadth of skill. No, I mean, like, I really would like to see an image like that, recognizable, the skill tree, just see the whole thing, so that we can get like an idea of what the hell we're dealing with. I think it would be a lot cooler that way, instead of just reading you guys off a bland piece of paper. I'd like to go over all the skill trees, by the way. So when we get a chance, I'm probably going to be going over all the characters' skill trees from beginning to end. I'll be talking about the, you know, like, for instance, the Barbarian's arsenal abilities. And if you haven't seen it, I already have a video up on the Necromancer's Book of the Dead, which is pretty cool. I do have a listing of all the Necromancer skills, of all the Barbarian skills, of all the Rogue skills, of all the Druid skills, and so forth and so on, at least as far as they are in the game right now. But, again, I got nothing to show you. I got no visual representation of the skills. I can read to you what the skill does, but for all you guys know, like, it might as well, like, fart and a turd falls on the ground, because you don't know what the hell it actually does. I don't know what it actually does. I haven't seen it. They didn't invite me to the beta. They didn't invite me. I need to turn this light down a little bit. A little bit too bright. Got some sunlight coming in, blinding the crap out of me. Like, let me give you a little teaser here. I think I still have the window open. Did I even just... I did not, did I? I didn't. I didn't put a thumbnail up there. I did not put a thumbnail up there. I'm gonna put a thumbnail up real quick. Give me just a second. Ah, it's loud. Thumbnail. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to you guys. I'm just ranting. Let me look in chat here real quick and see what you guys are yanking about. What you guys are yanking about? Let's see. We got nobody on Twitch is talking. You guys are apparently blind and deaf. You're right. That's right. I said it. What's up, Corey? What's up, John? What's up, Gary? What's up, Nick? What's up, Sean? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Passion? What's up, Steven? You should have made mini bosses of Diablo 2 influencers. Honestly, in Diablo 2, that's what they did. They took a lot of the people who were modders and like big in the community from Diablo 1, Kyle, and they just like they made them names. A lot of the names in Diablo 2 were taken from like modders and community members and forum, you know, like popular forum people and stuff like that around that time. It's pretty cool. If you look it up, that's like a whole Easter egg thing. They go over and they talk about every single one of the people that was used as like names and stuff in those particular categories. I hope we get an Amazon type class for Diablo 4 in future consideration. Amazons are quite different from rogues. I think that the rogue is kind of like their way of combining together like the assassin, the Amazon, and like it seems to be like a conglomeration of a character. Like it's kind of like their way of getting away with not making like multiple characters. They did away with D3's Paragon, and they you just want them to add the dark graphics to Diablo 3. I think adding the dark graphics to Diablo 3 would definitely be nice. Danny, a draggable tree sheet. You got a draggable tree sheet. What do I think about them adding a localized auction house in-game for D4 in each of the main cities for each zone? You're talking about like an MMO? I mean, I never had an issue with auction houses. I thought they were cool in MMOs. I used to abuse the crap out of Final Fantasy XI's auction house. Giving us a way to sell items to each other in the game is never a bad thing. Yeah, shadow damage has been added to the thing. I'm trying to see what you're talking about, Danny. Do you have like a link or something for a visual skill tree? Like that I can zoom in and out and click on the skills and stuff? Is that what you're saying? I don't see any link or anything, so I don't know. I'm going to put chat up on the screen too. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's already up there. Never mind. Near me. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to have to move it around. It's kind of large and obnoxious. But I was also hoping that there might be like eventually, kind of like a one that's a little bit zoomed out, kind of shows the entire tree, a little bit more clear and concise, like the way that Diablo's is. I really like being able to see all the skills at one time like that. Like just you can see the whole tree and you can kind of get an idea of what it is that you want to do. I mean, as far as the Diablo 4 skill trees go, we definitely have like clusters, and then the clusters go to other clusters and so forth and so on. So like maybe they could be broken up into clusters. Well, it's so what they did, Danny, was they had a preview. Trying to remember the name of it. I think it was just called the beta preview, and they invited a bunch of press organizations and some streamers, not me. Super jealous. Always jealous because they never invite me for anything. I don't know why. But all of the information that they gave out during that beta press review thing is like not affected under the NDA. So anything that they gave out, this footage that I'm showing you right now was given out underneath of that NDA. In fact, I got more footage. Let's put something else up. That's been up for a while. Let's throw up a boss or something. I'm gonna have to take my tip ticker off. It covers up the name and the damage of the monsters. Either that, or I'll have to put it somewhere else. By the way, don't forget to subscribe or follow if you are looking for more Diablo 4 content. I do a lot of Diablo 2 content, and Diablo 2 is definitely never going to go away. I'm still going to be playing it for a very long time. But when it comes to Diablo 4, I am very much so looking forward to make content for Diablo 4. So, you know, stay tuned. I'll be covering the beta. I'll be covering the, you know, the phases of the beta. I'll go over the characters. You know, I'm probably going to be doing some theory crafts too on building the characters. I love theory crafting, and one thing I can tell you for certain so far is that it looks like there's a lot of fun theory crafting to be done in Diablo 4, which is my bag. I love theory crafting. That's all they had to say. That's literally all they had to say to me. They're just they were like, "Hey GGM, like we got a brand new game. Looks like you can probably theory craft for about 1,000 years and probably still not create all the characters." And I'm like, "I'm in." Son of a bitch, I'm in. The Book of the Dead is pretty cool, though. Do you guys want to see some images of the Book of the Dead? If you haven't already seen my video on the Book of the Dead, I actually went over the entire thing. In fact, you know, let me go ahead and link my video on the Book of the Dead real quick, just in case you guys want to go over the whole thing. I'm just going to show some brief images. I'm not going to, like, do the whole Monty, but... that's the Book of the Dead video that I made recently. But here are the images. Let me pull these up. Book of the Dead. So here's the main panel of the Book of the Dead. And of course, it's way too big. Fit to screen. This is the main panel on the Book of the Dead. So we got the skeletal warriors, the skeletal mages, and the golems. And then... as you click on each panel, you have, for instance, this is the panel for the skeletons. We got skirmishers, which are like your main fighters. Really nothing too ridiculously strong or special about them. They're just fighters. And then the defenders are obviously your tanks. Like they're meant to block damage and stay alive. And then the Reapers seem to be edged more around like burst DPS and AoE DPS as opposed to single target, because they have an AoE damaging effect as well as a wind up attack, which is more burst, more burst damage in general. I don't have pictures, unfortunately, of the skirmishers or the Reapers abilities, but I do have pictures of the cold mages. That's the cold mages right there. And then also have pictures of the bone mages right there. Now I don't have pictures of the shadow mages, but from what I can tell about the shadow mages, they seem to be based on like damage over time, like dot effects. The cold seemed to be crowd control, and the bone seemed to be almost like sacrificial damage, where they will actually kill themselves to output more damage, which is kind of interesting. What's up, Jack? You see my D2R content on YouTube? Well, I'm on YouTube right now. I'm streaming on both. And I've been posting stuff on Diablo 4 as well, so... then I also have all three golems. I actually have all three golems. So I've got the Iron Golem, which seems to be kind of like a AoE stun golem. Almost reminds me of like the bear's shockwave in Diablo 2. The Blood Golem, which seems to be very specifically based around trying to keep you healthy, which is right here. And then I also have the Bone Golem, which is an interesting addition. The Bone Golem is a tank. He seems to be based around taunting enemies and aggro generation to make sure that the monsters are, attacking him instead of attacking you, which is nice. Griswold's armor with shield combo. What should I prioritize for the sockets going from level 63 nightmare into hell? Easiest thing to put into the Griswold's shield is just some P diamonds. You can take them out later with a Hell Rune and a Scroll of Town Portal if you want, but giving yourself extra resistances will open up gear options in other slots, which can definitely be helpful to, you know, get your character better. Alright, so we've got a doojank up here. Hold on. Hold on just a minute. We got a doojank up here. Let me get this set up on stream. Bink. Bink. What are they streaming? They're streaming 720p 60. Kind of low quality. That is not correct. We got a timer, boys. We don't need that doojank anymore. That doojank is obsolete. I'm trying to make an image here. There we go. A little bit. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful. Never even know. You would never even know that it's not a doojank that belongs there. The timer before the timer. You thought they were going to discuss Diablo II Resurrected 22 Nights of Terror? I mean, we're going to find out what the next doojank is, what the next you know, like daily event is. We'll get that at 2, same time as when the thing launches. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Diablo 2 Resurrected in the background here, so that I have Diablo 2 Resurrected open when 2 o'clock comes around, so we can figure out what the new event is. I'm kind of interested to find out what the new event is. Yeah, first day of the 22 days of night terror of the terror is what was it? 24-hour cows TZ, and then the second one was terror zones change every 15 minutes. So today we're going to find out what the third buff is on the 22 days of terror. 24 hours of Worldstone or Chaos is going to be insane. That's a lot of EXP. It's a good time to get your character to level 99, that's for sure. If you want to get to level 99 and they put a freaking 24 hours of Worldstone, you might actually be able to get it in 24 hours. Just run 24 straight hours of frickin' Worldstone. You'll be good. You'll be set. And then die afterwards. That sounds interesting, Eddie Young. 24, like just the second 22nd day, all the TZs are up. That sounds kind of scary. That sounds a little scary. I'm not gonna be honest. Every single place is a TZ. Get to pick your own little zones and just have fun with it. Might be a little dangerous for people that are under geared. Might be a little dangerous. A little rantan tankerankerous. TZs are opt-in anyhow. Yeah, you're right. They could always just turn the TZs off. When you're right, you're right. They could always just turn them off, I suppose. I guess. All right, so. All right, Diablo lava. All right, this is an important question. Diablo lava or Diablo 4 lava? Which one looks cooler? This is Diablo 4 lava. All right, this is, hold on, this is Diablo 4 lava. That's Diablo 4 lava, right? All right, so which one looks better? Diablo 4 lava or... I'll let you guys soak that in for a second while I run to River of Flame. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. All right, Diablo 4 lava or Diablo 3 lava. Diablo 4 lava or Diablo 3 lava? Okay, which one? Which one do you think looks cool? All right, wait, this is important. This is an important question. All right. I like the Diablo 2 lava. I think I like the 2 better. Like, it looks much more scarier. The Diablo 4 lava looks dark and dark. Like, lava's supposed to burn your face off. How about that? I want the lava to look like it's gonna burn my face off. I want to feel the heat of the lava through the screen. I want to be like, I gotta get out of here or my computer's gonna overheat. That's what I want. Like, I don't know. They both look good. I'm not saying either one looks bad. I think I prefer the Diablo 2 lava. I think I prefer the Bobolo's lava. The Bobolo 2 lava. Let's go up here and get a different lava little comparison. There you go. We got a different one overlooking the Doojank over there. By the way, if you guys didn't see, he's on a mount. See him? He's on a mount right here. He's got a little horsey. He's riding around looking at the lava with his horsey. I gotta get my beard on. I got itchy mustache. Why do I got 2 devil horns? You guys ever notice that? Like, some people in the real world have pointed it out to me as well. They're like, "Why do you have 2 devil horns?" Like, it's just the way my beard grows. I don't cut it this way or nothing. It just it doesn't grow in the middle, so I just got 2 devil horns that just stick out. Apparently, I was born to be a Diablo streamer. He was born to be a Diablo streamer. He's even got the horns. His beard grows in tangled mess. Just for you to see. And he'd gladly shave it. Yes, he would, but he'd lose his red horns. And we still got 20 minutes to go. You played with it so much it grows that way now. I try to not let it do that. I'm like, gotta spread it out. Gotta see if you can get it to grow this way and this way. Nope, still has 2 horns on it. Well, I mean, I think there's a little bit of a fight there I can make, Bromstroker. I don't think the Diablo 4 lava looks more real. It looks less hot. Like, if I was on the surface of the planet, you know, like up with the mortals, and there was a lava, like, volcano that had erupted, I think that the Diablo 4 one looks more like what you'd see on Earth, right? But this isn't Earth. Like, when we're down here in literal hell, this isn't Earth. We're literally in hell. We're in the depths of hell. The lava is so hot and so, like, literally deadly here that it's actually flowing. There is a literal flow of lava. On the surface, it's cooling down. It's, you know, forming a skin over top of itself, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's not as hot. But down here in the depths of hell, like, the lava doesn't care about your feelings. It's literally it's literally so hot. It's still molten. It's still flowing. And I think it looks much cooler in the molten flowing state because it makes it much scarier. You know, like right here though, you can see, like, here's some of the lava that's begun to cool down even in hell, because lava does require some massively hot temperatures. And you know, like, I think that even in hell there would be some cool spots like this. But as you can see, toward the edges where it's touching the lava flow, it's glowing, you know, it's actually glowing. And then over here we've got, like, you know, just like little caveats of darkness here and there between the flows where the temperature isn't quite high enough to make the lava turn into its liquid form. I don't know. It's I've always thought the River of Flame was really pretty. I still remember on launch day, like, or was it not launch day? One of the betas. It was the first time we got to see Diablo 4 River of Flame, and I was just blown away. I freaking love the River of Flame. By the way, little Easter egg. Did you know that the statues here follow you? Look at their heads. Look, watch. They actually follow you as you walk by. See? They're staring at me. They're little rude dudes. They literally follow you as you go through. Their heads turn. They're all staring at you. Also, second Easter egg, these guys are actually in Diablo 1. These are the Dark Knights that you see in Diablo 1 that try and kill you. Yeah, there's tons of little Easter eggs in Diablo. They follow you in OG graphics too. This isn't a new thing. This has been around for a long time. Man, the freaking lava in the OG graphics looks freaking insane though, doesn't it? It's like freaking literally so hot that it's like it's got waves in it and it's bubbling. It's pretty cool. Alright, back to the show. Well, how much time we got left? We burned a whole 2 minutes, boys. We burned a whole 2 minutes looking at the lava. Register with a phone number to chat. I think I turned on for new accounts. It should only be for new accounts, though, on Twitch. Like, you just need to not be a new account. I had too many bots spamming over and over again on Twitch. It was embarrassing, the number of bots that were constantly spamming me on Twitch. Let's see here. Bink. 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 Moderation. Yeah. Email verification. I don't know, that phone number verification seems a little overprotective. I'm gonna turn that one off. But it was only new chatters that had an account that was less than 1 day old, or chatters without less than if they were less than 1 week old. So like it's mainly only brand new accounts that are restricted, because according to this, it doesn't really restrict anything unless you're like an older account. I mean, unless you're a newer account. If you're an older account, you don't have any issues. Alright, because the bots come in and they be spamming all the dang time. All the dang time. I can't do nothing about it either. They just come in and they just start blowing up my freaking channel. But the phone number thing seems a little excessive. I'll turn the phone number thing off and we'll leave it to the email. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Blood sample, NV. Blood sample, okay? Blood sample. Over on YouTube, I have it locked down, too, to subscribers. You can't chat unless you've subscribed for at least 5 minutes. It's been the easiest way for me to deal with the porn bots that literally spam my channel on a regular basis on YouTube. I mean, I currently have 108 people watching on YouTube, and all I need is some porn bot coming in here talking about lonely singles on TikTok. And got like a peach emote and some squirting water emotes, and they spam them all over my freaking chat when I'm not looking. And then like by the time like I look, I'm like fighting Diablo or something and get distracted and get killed by a lightning bolt. And it's happened more often than I'd like to admit. They must have just added that telephone number thing, because I don't think I had that turned on before. I'm pretty sure it was just the email before, and then I think they added the phone verification thing too, which that's a little excessive. Email verification is good enough. Where else are you going to find lonely singles? But are they in your area, Joe? Are the lonely singles in your area? This is what's important, okay? Not just that they're lonely singles, but they need to be lonely singles near you. You'd rather them not be in your area? Stream is 1 minute off. I can always refresh it. Reload. I'm kind of surprised they're not streaming at a higher quality than 720p. It says their stream quality is 720p, which is pretty low. Yeah, I think they would have at least done 1080p, but whatever. I guess we're stuck with some good old-fashioned 720p. Yes. I still haven't purchased it yet because I'm waiting on my paycheck to come through. But I will probably be grabbing at least the digital one, if not the ultimate. I can't not. Like, they're going to allow you to play the game, like, what is it, 4 days early? 4 days early-ish.
I have returned to hell for you.
I'm going to check and see if I can get this on YouTube instead real quick. They've got no audio. They got no audio. Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
I'm joined here by Joe Shelly,
There we go.
who's the game director for Diablo IV, and then I have Joseph Piepora, who's the associate game director. of Diablo 4. Obviously, this is our, like I said, our first live stream here.
That's right.
Live at Blizzard right now that we're doing for
live
Diablo
in the
4.
cave.
Live in the cave.
We're
yeah.
here.
1 second, my friends. Live in the cave.
With Simu Liu and Winston Duke, which was really cool. We got like the giant Diablo skull in the background. Our skate deck. I'm like trying to point in random directions right now as I look at myself on this monitor.
Yep.
And then of course Lilith. Lilith's right here. And what's cool? Oh, and behind Joe's head we actually have a giant treasure goblin.
Treasure goblin.
It's the mascot.
Oh, it's right.
For
Yeah.
Sneaking up on
for
me.
Team Diablo there, especially in our building here at Blizzard. But as you guys know, we've been doing developer quarterly update blogs since the announce back in 2019 with Diablo 4. And this is kind of our new format going forward. We're actually going to be doing more and more developer update live streams as we head towards launch for D4 and even post-launch. But this gives us the opportunity of being able to connect with the community, hear from the devs straight from them through a fun format like live streams. So please excuse our mistakes and slip-ups. I promise you we'll have them. It's the best part about doing live streams and so forth.
The live part.
The live part, exactly. But at the same time, what's great about these is that you guys will be able to hear more and more from the developers behind the scenes and hear their stories about how they are working on the game and what they're working on. So in future live streams, we'll have more information and more details about Diablo 4 before we head into launch. But yeah, I know we have a lot of stuff that we actually did announce over the past week. And Joe, I think it would be like a great opportunity for us to kind of dive in and kind of talk more about like what's occurred over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, the past couple weeks have been, really the culmination of the past year of getting the game, getting all the content into the game, testing the game. We've had test after test this year, internal tests, the closed beta endgame test, which was, we wanted to test our endgame to make sure that we have a chance to tune it and polish it before launch.
Yeah.
Better to test it before.
As early as possible. Right.
Including the press previews that we did. Some of the press got to play and community got to play a little bit before the Game Awards, and then of course we had the Game Awards moment that really capped off the year and brought in. We had the monks take over the Game Awards there in LA. We had that wonderful opening where everything got dark and you sort of had a little bit of mystery about what was going to happen, and then of course Halsey performing.
Yeah, the Halsey moment was amazing, and this image was so cool. This is actually a picture she ended up taking right before the Game Awards performance, holding the Diablo skull. It's incredibly iconic in terms of how it was.
Oh, it looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I had no idea she was such a huge Diablo fan.
I mean, I love how it mirrors this statue of Lilith holding the Diablo skull.
Yes.
Yeah, and she is a huge Diablo fan. She said her first Diablo game was actually D2. So it's pretty cool to be working with her and having her perform her song Lilith there at the Game Awards, and having that cool moment as we led into the reveal of the trailer, and of course the big announcements at the Game Awards being the release date for Diablo 4, which is, we can finally say,
That's right.
which is June 6, 2023. And during that announcement, we also ended up opening up pre-orders for the game. And we have multiple different versions for people to pre-order online or on the Xbox Store or on PlayStation Store. But we've also gotten some questions regarding the actual different versions, and I think we want to just kind of go through a few of them so we can kind of detail out exactly what people will end up getting for each of the different versions of the game. I know that the first version, obviously, is the standard edition of the game itself, and if you end up pre-ordering any copy of the game, you do get early access to open beta.
Yes, so
right.
it doesn't matter what version of the game you get. As long as you pre-order it, you're going to get early access to the open beta.
Exactly, and pre-ordering the standard version of the game, comes with benefits in it itself of like within Diablo 3, Diablo Immortal, some cosmetics, and of course it comes with the a mount in D4. And I think one of the coolest things is this World of Warcraft mount. And I have to give a huge shout out to the WoW team here. They absolutely killed it. I've been using this around Valdraxxus myself while playing Dragonflight. It just looks so cool. And it does come with the pre-ordering the game in itself. And if you get pre-order PC, you actually get it now. And if you pre-order on console, you'll end up getting it at launch with console when you can link your Battle.net accounts.
Yeah, and that mount is based on a character in Diablo 4.
Yes. Spoilers.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But yeah, we won't spoil everything. But yes, it most definitely is. And then there is the digital deluxe version of the game. And we also have an ultimate version of the game. But with the digital deluxe version of the game, you do actually get early access to the launch of the game, which is really awesome. And it ends up coming with an additional mount in D4. And of course, it also does come with the Battle Pass in itself, the premium Battle Pass for the game. And I know we have an image here for the ultimate version of the game as well, which comes, with the emote.
That's right, the wings of the wings emote, which will allow you to have Inarius wings in the game, show them off in town with your emote. Your emote button.
Yeah, and we've gotten some questions from the community that we wanted to talk about regarding the at least with the premium battle pass itself, because I think there's questions related to pricing of what the battle pass is going to be. It is going to be $10 in US dollars in in-game currency value for the premium battle pass. So you get that included with the digital deluxe and the ultimate version. The ultimate version does come with like the tier skips and so forth. But then, and there's also questions related to early access for the digital deluxe and the ultimate version, because I think some people were wanting to know, like, oh, does that come with with early access? Does that mean I have like a massive leg up on people? And I know you guys wanted to talk about that a little bit more.
Yeah, so I think there are two points there. One is getting early access to the game's release that you get through the deluxe version or the ultimate edition. And the thing I want to be clear about is that the game will not be launching in Season 1. Season 1 will arrive weeks after the launch of the game, and when Season 1 starts, everyone will be starting at the same time. Everyone will have an even playing field, and a lot of our competitive features like leaderboards and those kinds of things are going to show up in seasons.
Ladder's not coming with the game.
Folks who get early access to the game will get to check it out early, but you don't have to worry about any unfairness in terms of seasons.
Yeah, and I know with like the premium battle pass and so forth, like there's like some tie-in or some questions tied to like season journey and everything.
Yeah, this is a good actually. I'm glad we have an opportunity to kind of talk about this a little bit. So there's I think there's confusion about the distinction between the battle pass and the idea of the season journey. And the season journey is still in Diablo 4 in the same way that you found it in Diablo 3, and that it's kind of a chapter-based mechanic that as players are progressing through the season, able to complete these various objectives tied to each chapter. We've made some updates to the way the feature works. You'll be earning like rewards for your character as you go through the process for this, but you'll also be earning favor by completing chapters of the season journey. And that favor is what drives some of the progression for the battle pass itself. So just by playing through the game normally and completing some of these objectives and earning these rewards for your character, you'll also be progressing your battle pass more quickly, which is great because even if you don't buy the battle pass, and there are still many like items in the battle pass that are still available for free, you'll just get access to as you rank up the battle pass anyway. So even if you don't spend the $10 to purchase the premium battle pass, you'll still get like some minor cosmetics and a few like gameplay like boosts that you'll be able to earn during the course of that experience. But even those boosts, like let's say you get the accelerated version of the battle pass, a few extra tier skips that come with the game initially when you start playing in Season 1, which is again when the battle pass would actually start. Yeah. Like these gameplay boosts have a character level requirement attached to them in addition to the tier requirement. So just if you've managed to purchase a few tiers or if you progress that more quickly, you'll still have to have a character with the appropriate level to make use of any of those things. It's really important to us that we balance the things that you can find in the battle pass in a way that they're compelling but still very fair. We don't want to have any situations where players can feel that they can pay to win.
Yeah. And of course, the all of the seasonal content is completely free, and it's not attached to the battle pass itself.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely do another one of these streams at some point, just to talk about like season 1 and maybe seasons more generically. And we've done some like we've had like blog posts and things. We've talked about this more recently, but to reiterate, like seasonal content, like our big season updates, are all completely free. You know, they're filled with new like progression mechanics, new monsters to fight, new challenges, new quests, and content to go and consume. There's a lot to look forward to. All of that is completely comes with the box price of the game you've already purchased.
Yeah, and as Joseph just mentioned here, like if you want to learn more about the Battle Pass itself, feel free to like check out our blog back in August where we kind of detail out a lot of our plans on that. And of course, we do plan on talking more about seasons here in the future because people are going to want to know what season 1 is about, and we'll have more information as we get closer to launch.
We're excited to talk about it, frankly.
Yeah,
and there's some incredible cosmetics in the Battle Pass too.
There's really cool cosmetics in the Battle Pass, but no power. You have to pay for it.
Yep, no power. And then the next big thing that I do want to also mention, of course, with the pre-ordering all the different games, is the collector's box. And I know we've seen a lot of chatter about this because of like all the cool items and so forth in it. We did want to, we have an image right here. I mean, it looks amazing. We did want to clarify in the pricing of the collector's box. Right now, it is priced at $96.66, and it will be available on the Gear Store in North America, EU, UK, and Latin America after the stream itself. And then in Australia, New Zealand, and in Korea, they will have those available at select retailers for people to actually pre-order as well. So there is going to be options here for people to check out or purchase the actual collector's box. There is one other question that I know that a lot of people are have asked about, like, hey, does this actually come with a copy of the game? It doesn't. This is just a collector's box of all the items that are inside, like collectible items that people would want related to D4. But this also gives you a little bit of flexibility too, because you can actually end up getting a standard version of the game and a collector's box if you prefer, or you can get the ultimate version of the game and the collector's box. So you can kind of mix and match depending on exactly what you specifically want for your own needs, because you may be like wanting all the collectible items and as opposed to all the digital items or so from that end. But what's even cooler is that we actually have a collector's box here.
Yeah.
You do.
So we do want to show it off for the first time.
Look at this.
Yeah, this thing is massive.
This thing is massive.
So we're gonna go through a few of the items here. This right here obviously is the box with like the gates of hell opening up, and it actually
Like trying to adjust it for the cameras to make sure people can really see.
Exactly. Professional hand models here. Everyone.
Clearly we're very good at this in particular. But it's really neat that like even like it just opens up like the gates. And I think there's a plan to do more, have like
correct,
more of an unboxing video.
We're gonna show off some items here, but then after the stream, we are most definitely hoping you guys actually check out the Diablo YouTube channel, because the Diablo YouTube channel itself is gonna have a full unboxing of all the items and give you like a little bit of a closer look and details and so forth. But we do want to show off what we can here for sure.
Yeah. So the first thing we have is like one of these prints. Right?
Correct. Yeah, there's 2 different prints that actually come, or actually I guess almost 3 different prints that do come with the collector's box in itself. Right. Of course, some people may be familiar with some of this concept art that we've actually shown off in the past, and now you'll have your own matte prints of those. And then we have another one down here.
More here?
Of this loving couple.
Yeah, it's the happy couple, right?
The Inarius Lilith combo here of the concept art between both of them. Inarius in chains there.
Yes. Again, so cool. We'll look at these characters this way.
And then we have
there's things. There's things.
Yeah, we have the Horadrim pin as well, which is really cool. And you can be like Tyrael now. I guess Tyrael now in the story.
Yeah, this is so cool because we had to build the Horadrim are a key part of the story of Diablo IV, and so we needed to design a symbol that appeared in game that was really iconic and part of a symbol of their order, and it turned out to be quite important, and so we decided to make this this physical pin so that you could kind of
Be part of the secret
part of
club.
it.
That's right.
The Horadrim.
So you too could join an order of secret demon hunters going across Sanctuary, trying to keep things safe.
Exactly.
This is actually one of my absolute favorite things here that we're about to show. I want to make sure that I actually get it the right side up. I did not.
There we go.
I did.
There we go. Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the cloth map here of, and what I think the coolest part about this is actually a full representation of like the areas you'll be playing in Diablo 4.
That's right. We, when we went to build the world of Sanctuary for Diablo 4, one of the things we wanted to do is make sure that the game map had the feel of the kind of map that you would have that people made when they thought maybe there were a bunch of serpents in the water.
Right.
And so it was so cool to build all of that art for the map, and then getting to actually represent that as a physical object in the cloth map is so cool. And there are even more embellishments on this map. A lot of the art there at the bottom and all around the outside.
Yeah, and the framing is so cool. Like Lilith's up at the top and like kind of center frame there, and then of course, like we mentioned, like there's points in the game like Skosglen, Dry Steps, etc. that are represented in the map that you'll actually be able to see. And when you open up the map in Diablo 4, it's essentially this, which is awesome. So.
Yeah, I'm just a huge D&D and RPG nerd, so like anytime a game has a cloth map that comes with it, like I'm just so ecstatic to be able to just hang that up someplace and just put it somewhere. So I'm really stoked to see that we actually have this.
It looks like a good
then we
quality
have-
There's
map.
more.
It looks thick
we
when
have
he's
the art book,
when he's holding it
which
and he's
is
flipping
massive.
it.
Yes.
It looks
Here you go,
thick.
Adam.
Oh,
I'm
yes.
gonna hand that to you awkwardly.
Yeah, I will attempt to flip through
Accept it awkwardly. Yeah.
But yeah, it's got it in itself. It's a bunch of different art that obviously the team has been working on within the game and so forth, and led by our wonderful art director John Mueller.
right.
But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm so sorry. There's like super glare.
Somewhat glossy. It's very nice.
Glossy pages, everyone. It looks great. But yeah, this thing is massive. It's super heavy. It's hundreds of pages here.
I mean,
which
just
is
like
really
just
cool.
like it's that's how thick it is, right? Like this is a lot of art. It's really cool, and we can
Yeah,
only show you a little bit of it.
And honestly, if you've like ever pre-ordered like a collector's edition or anything like that from other Blizzard titles like World of Warcraft and everything, the art books from all the art teams here have always been so phenomenal, and that's just another. So
That's not the last piece here. We have
Yes.
this. We have the candle.
yes, the Candle of Creation here is included. This is kind of like the main centerpiece for the collector's box in itself. This thing is really awesome. It's pretty hefty too, and it's great because it's double-sided here, so you can kind of choose sides depending on what you would want. Lilith on one side and Narius on the other.
Didn't we
you
just
know?
do like a Twitter poll for like Team Lilith and Team Anarius?
We did. I will say the results blew me away because I think if you asked me like a month ago, I would have said Team Lilith would have been just
Would have crushed,
dominating. Yeah, but it ended at a 50-50 split. So there are most definitely a good mixture of fans between Anarius and Lilith. But yeah, the candle itself is really cool. There's a ton of detail on the actual base as I'm covering it with my hand.
Yeah.
Hand model, everyone. And then, of course, it's even got some extra details here on the bottom specifically.
Fallen skulls. You can really see some of the detail of Anarius pauldrons.
It's almost hard. It's hard to show off the level of detail, but thankfully we have a video later that we'll talk about some of these things. And we have some
Exactly.
images going up as well.
Yeah, and it's actually got a, because this is an electric candle in itself, this is not like something that will just disappear after using it for so many uses and so forth. But it is battery operated. There's a switch on the side and so forth. But you can then have it either on your desk while you're working, or and you can flip it from side to side depending on
That's right.
who you want to be in favor with.
Mondays with Lilith.
I
and Tuesdays
guarantee
with
you
Anarius.
guys the Candle of
Exactly.
Creation.
So, yeah, this is the collector's box itself. As I said,
Is a story
we will
element.
have an unboxing on our YouTube channels immediately after the live stream. So make sure to check that out. And pre-orders should be going live after this live stream on the Gear Store. So, and that is in again North America, Latin America, Europe, and the UK. And then in Australia and Korea, it will be available at certain retailers. So make sure to keep your eyes peeled for those specific regions and where those details are going to be. So this is the collector's box, so it's actually really cool. Super excited. I'm sad I'm not going to be able to like immediately run over and pre-order it itself because
We got to do this.
I got to do this. But we actually have a lot of other things to talk about. As you guys know from the Game Awards and what you probably saw in the beginning of the live stream. Speaking of which, I do want to apologize for our counter. It clearly looks like Belial has gotten to our counter at the beginning of the live stream. It was moving a little slow. Lord of Lies most definitely has taken advantage of it. But we did start perfectly on time. But at the Game Awards, we did reveal the new cinematic for Diablo 4.
Yeah.
And I think this would be just one more a good refresher, just in case if you're jumping into the live stream now or if you haven't taken a look at it. I've seen it a million times, but let's take another look at the Inarius and Lilith trailer.
Cathedral of the Light. The Cathedral of the Light is a organization that he set up, and the Prophet is the leader of the Cathedral of Light, and he is the Prophet, basically.
A million times, and probably like half the views on YouTube in it itself.
Are you?
I am. I am boosting the YouTube viewership all by myself. It honestly is probably one of my most favorite cinematics that our SFT team has worked on here.
It's
at
incredible.
Blizzard. It's incredible. I think it'd be good to like kind of help inform the community because I know a lot of people. If you follow Diablo, you know who like Lilith and Inarius are. But then there's a lot of questions related to like who is Lilith, who is Inarius, how important are they within the Diablo universe, and it'd be kind of like great to give a little primer on that.
Yeah. So Diablo 4 focuses on the world of Sanctuary, and it's the world itself was created by Inarius and Lilith. The universe of Diablo, there's this eternal conflict between heaven and hell, with the angels on one side and the demons on the other side. And Inarius and Lilith got tired of this and wanted to have a third way, and they created the world of Sanctuary where the humans live, and Diablo 4 takes place.
Sort of abandon their responsibility, sort of, right? Like they're expected to continue this war.
Well, that's certainly the take of the demons and the angels both. Yeah, absolutely. And so these two characters, these two antagonists, are a central part of the story as you adventure through the world of Sanctuary. These two founders who do not see eye to eye at this point, certainly. Are a key part of the story that will unwind.
Yeah, so being able to like explore like Lilith as a character, explore Inarius' characters and like their motivations, kind of what led them to where they are now and why things are blowing up the way they are, definitely very important to the overall story. Very cool to explore as well. Yeah,
and I think like the cinematic showcases like amazing moments, especially for Inarius. I mean, he's very much center stage for kind of the first time that people really get to see or experience him in a Diablo game, beyond just like the lore, the discussions, and so forth. And I think like
because he was locked up,
seeing his power and what he represents right there was amazing.
Yeah, Inarius is a force, to be sure, and it's so cool to be able to tell the story in a way that we can have really multifaceted characters that have real motivations, like you were saying, but also be able to represent the raw power of some of these characters like Inarius. Like when you think about that shot of Inarius' wings, getting to see them over the army there, and
like spreading out super wide.
Yeah, absolutely. And angel wings have been such a beautiful part of Diablo games for a long time. I think back to the scene with Tyrael in the World Stone and how his wings were represented there. The way that they can move, they have kind of this quality that I don't think I've seen any other wings, angel wings that are represented quite this way. They're just incredible.
Yeah, they feel very iconic to our angels in Diablo, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then, of course, they're not just visually cool. They're also functional. You can see in the cinematic we just showed, when he lands, he actually impales a number of fallen off screen.
Yeah.
With his wings.
Yeah, this is honestly one of my favorite parts, where he's just like coming down and the fallen are in awe, and obviously he's just impaling them, and his feet landing on the ground, and like the amount of impact he has while doing a soft landing is just insane. You can tell he's got something on his mind. He clearly has an objective, wants to most definitely go towards it. It's just insane to see the power that's behind him. And I think one of my other favorite moments is the kind of the pulse he sends out that like completely brightens up hell. All the fallen are essentially like blinded by it, but it's got this unique sound to it. And like a little bit of like fun Diablo lore is that, like, angels in Diablo are beings of light, and the sound and like the resonance are all tuned to the crystal arch, and it's almost like you're hearing his unique sound that he actually sends out, which just causes all the fallen to immediately move off and be scared of like his power and what he brings.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's so much in regards to the story between Inarius and Lilith, and it's weird to also think that Inarius is also kind of was originally serving under Tyrael, which is obviously a very familiar name within
Inarius is
Diablo.
Tyrael's brother.
There's a lot more to reveal that we're going to be doing here over the next couple months as we lead up to launch, and of course when people jump into the game for the Diablo IV story. But that cinematic was phenomenal for sure. The next big thing that we did want to talk about, and this is a huge part because this is actually kind of a new thing that a lot of the community may have heard of, but probably don't have full details on, and that is the Codex of Power.
Oh yeah, Codex of Power.
Yes, the Codex of Power is a brand new feature that's coming into Diablo 4. It's a gameplay feature, and Mr. Joseph Piepora.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can give us a little bit more details.
I'll talk about this. So this is one of those things I would have loved to be able to talk about in a blog a while ago, but we weren't quite ready to reveal it at that time, and there was already so many things for us to discuss. So the Codex of Power is this new crafting feature that we'll bring online in Diablo 4. We're really, really excited about it. What it allows players to do is, as they're progressing through this, the massive interconnected world of Sanctuary, they're going to be discovering lots and lots of dungeons as they go. And when they find these dungeons and they delve deep into them, at the bottom of them, they're going to find what we call Codex of Power aspects. And an aspect in the Codex of Power is effectively a legendary power that's been put in this very particular form. And every one of these dungeons that players progress through in the overworld has a unique legendary power via the aspect found inside of them.
Yeah. What I love about that is that you can create a new character, and you can look at some of the powers that are available through these dungeons and say, okay, I really want to target this power. I'm going to go to this dungeon, get that power. So you're less dependent on like, well, I hope this power drops.
Absolutely. So there are limitations in place, but Joe, to your point, that is basically the intent here, right? Is to give players some manner and measure of control over the nature of their build as they're beginning to go through those steps. But the Codex of Power is a way for them to basically take these aspects, and then they're able to go back to a crafter back in one of the major cities, our new occultist crafter actually. And when they go to the occultist, they can hand off actually we're showing it right now. Our sorcerer's friend has just earned aspect of overwhelming bolts, which is going to allow her charge bolts ability to go and fire 2 more projectiles with each cast. She's going for an up close and personal melee lightning build. Mm-hmm. So this shotgun approach for her spenders will be really, really useful. More bolts, more damage, definitely very good. Minor trade-off for the mana cost, but still what ends up being worth in the end. Here we can see that the sorceress is now heading over to the occultist and is going to be choosing to imbue this aspect into one of their existing items. So she takes the item. So you're looking at a lot of work in progress stuff that we're looking at here because this is a live cast. We'd like to be able to show some things off. You have an opportunity to go and basically override the existing legendary power on this and put in the new power they've just collected through the Codex of Power. Mm-hmm. So in this way, players get this deterministic way to kind of collect a series of these legendary powers that are out there in the game for them to find, but it's not all of them. You can only find some of the legendary powers overall in the game. There are over 120 dungeons in the game. So this represents like a lot of really exciting and interesting things for you to collect as you're going through these areas. Also, you don't just find legendary powers for your class. You'll find legendary powers for all of the classes as you go, and some ones that can work on multiple classes as well. And then we think this is really cool because every time you find an aspect that you can put into your Codex of Power, this is now available to all characters in that realm. So, for sake of argument, if we're playing in Season 1, every character that you'd make, let's say you're playing your Sorceress first, and you go find a whole bunch of Werewolf, Druid, based aspects as you're playing. When you go and you want to build a new Werewolf character or a new Druid character, you have all those aspects to play with from level 1 as soon as you want to start kind of like leveling up gear and getting into a position where you can make use of them. We love this idea of like making it so it's easier to go play with other builds.
Yeah, I love too how we've really been thinking about crafting in Diablo 4, and I love how the occultist figures into that crafting, right? Because when we think about legendaries in Diablo 4, what we're really talking about is the legendary power. And that legendary power can be moved around. You can use it to upgrade rares, and the occultist is sort of the central point of all of that crafting loop.
That's absolutely right. So that was one big change we add with, and we've talked about in previous blogs before. But one big change in Diablo 4 is allowing legendary powers of a particular type to roll on lots of different item slots, which gives players an interesting game of deciding where they want to place certain powers to make the maximum use of them for their builds. Now the Codex lets them put them on the slots that are appropriate for that power. They can choose, right? But another limitation for the Codex power, in addition to not actually having the ability to collect all of legendary powers in the game, there's many, many more for you to find as you're playing through Diablo 4. Those powers also are always rolled at the lowest level of power possible. So it is always better for you to go find a legendary item that has the power that you're interested in, and then you can choose to use that item directly or extract the power from that item into an aspect crystal, then go in and print into your own item of your choosing. So those legendary items you find out in the world are always going to end up being more powerful as a general rule.
Yeah, I really like the idea that no matter what, finding stuff is still going to lead to potentially the best opportunity of getting the most amount of power, but you still have the customization ability of being able to, I found this power, I would still like to use this on another piece of gear and add that within the Codex of Power, and you still can.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's great about it. Exactly to that point is that you can have, let's say that you are leveling up and you get a legendary power that you really love, and you start to sort of make your build around it. With the Codex of Power, you can acquire new gear, and in fact through essences as well. And you can extract, you can bring that power with you, so you can maintain that build. So you're not losing a core part of your build as you're getting new gear.
Yeah, and the fun thing about this is that we do want players, as they're beginning to go through their class phase, they're making their skill tree selections, they're going deeper and deeper into this, they're making their fun choices. We do want them to be able to still want to chase certain other powers. Like, for example, for this, kind of like melee-focused lightning build the player here is participating in right now, there are other powers that they really, really want for this build. Like, there's a lightning bolt legendary, it's going to allow lightning warp legendary, it's going to allow them to have the spear basically orbit around them as part of combat, which, as you can see, would be awesome when they're teleporting into packs of monsters and trying to deal damage when they're up and close and personal. There's lots more things for that lightning sword to collect as they're going through, and then hopefully find the very best versions of those legendary powers as well as just finding them in the first place.
Yeah, so I know with the Codex of Power, this is kind of a new feature that's coming in Diablo 4, and we'll have more information and more details regarding different parts of the Codex of Power and the different powers you can end up finding and so forth to imbue onto actual weapons or gear in general here in the future, plus other mechanics and other systems that I know people have been talking about and wanting to know more about here in the future. But I did want to leave some time for some Q&A, because I know we've had a lot of different questions that we've seen pop over the community here in the especially in the last week with all the announcements that we've actually had related to Diablo 4. And so I wanted to make sure that we spent some time on those. So we did collect a lot of these questions through different community channels, like some of our forums on D3, D2R, where people are posting about Diablo 4 there, to Reddit. Some of our these questions actually came from social media, or even our content creators that actually do focus in on Diablo. So
Great.
let's kind of like jump into a few of these specific questions if we can. So first one we have is like, what learnings did you guys apply from other Diablo games to Diablo 4?
Yeah, this is a great question because when you think about the history of the Diablo IP, of all the games that have come, what we wanted to do is capture the things that players loved about each of those entries in the series. You know, and when you think about, so we really thought about how Diablo 1 really established sort of this tone of gothic horror, this really dark tone that was quite different from other things that you would see at the time. And we wanted to carry that forward and recapture that in Diablo 4. And then when we look again, what do players love and hold close to their hearts in Diablo 2? And we really wanted to capture that essence of having systems that you know, unfold out and have all of this depth and ability to, you know, look at it and nuance and think to yourself, okay, well, I'm really going to learn all of the details of this, and I'm gonna by having a deep understanding of this, I'm going to optimize my character in ways that people who don't understand these nuances will miss, and I will feel like, oh, I really am optimizing through this system in that.
Yeah,
really
the character's really like an expression of the choices you've made while you're leveling up and like making interesting decisions, right? Like
that's a great point.
It's really, really important. A lot more of that power is based on decisions that players made along the way.
Character power on the character itself versus
just stuff that you
the
wear.
itemization. Absolutely. And of course, when we think about Diablo 3, we think about the fluidity of combat, that sort of action aspect of the action RPG. The
feels really good to
gameplay.
kill monsters in Diablo 3.
Yeah, and you know, Diablo 3 added so much to not just the player cast interactions. You know, when you talk about hit frames and contact frames and all of the sort of nitty gritty of how that smoothness is achieved, but also the effects on the monsters exploding, various ways that monsters can die, death kits, all of those kinds of things, and we wanted to make sure that we represented that in Diablo 4 and even at a grander scale. I mean, if you can't behead a fallen, then you know, what are we even doing here?
Exactly.
What are we even doing here?
Exactly. Cool. For the next question we have, as I'm like dodging the camera and so forth, how does the Battle Pass work, and how long does it go for? I know we talked a little bit about Battle Pass, but I think this is actually a really good question as well.
Yeah, it's a great question. So the Battle Pass will last for the entire duration of a season, and a season is 3 months.
Yep.
So you'll have plenty of time to work your way through the Battle Pass. Active players are going to have no problem with that. You're not going to run out of time.
Yep, and you'll be earning progress, like I mentioned before, by completing content in the season journey, but also just by like killing monsters, going through dungeons, completing quests. Like everything you do is be slowly earning progress towards your Battle Pass progress.
Yeah, and I know that because we talked about season journey beforehand and so forth, and again, that's just an opportunity for people who even don't have the Battle Pass will still have an opportunity of actually going through a season journey similar to what they kind of experienced with Diablo 3 and earning things and so forth from that specific moment as well.
Oh, I want to call it one more thing because I think there's another question here that sometimes is kind of asked, which is like, you know, how long am I expected to like to play in order to like progress through the Battle Pass? And like that's like close to like between 75 hours ish. Like it's in that kind of realm for the most part. And this is important because we don't want you to think like you hear that there's a Battle Pass that's going to last for 3 months. Am I expected to play every single day for 4 hours for 3 months? Like that's not how this works. We really want people to engage with it at a pace that is appropriate to you, and feel that you've got the time necessary to like really go through the whole thing.
Cool. Next question that we have here is, when does the first season of Diablo 4 actually start?
That's right. So we'll be able to share more details about the exact dates of when the season starts, along with more details about the first season, what kind of exciting things you're going to get to see coming soon. But the key thing to know is that the game will launch in a preseason mode.
Yes.
And the season will start some weeks after that.
Yeah, and so for those that do end up pre-ordering, again, on the Digital Deluxe or the Ultimate version, they have the early access period. your early access will be within the preseason, so it's not an opportunity to get a leg up over other people in regards to that first season for Diablo 4.
Yeah, I really want to make sure people have time to like really play through and enjoy the campaign and see all this content before they get ready to start fresh in season 1.
Exactly.
Next question. If I want to play Diablo 4 on PC and console, do I need to purchase the game for each platform?
Yes, so you do need to purchase the game for each platform that you want to play on.
Correct.
But all of your progression, you can play between platforms, and all of your progression is cross-platform as well.
Yeah, and just to reiterate as well is that if you do buy the premium battle pass for like PC and you also play on Xbox, for instance, your battle pass does carry over because it is part of your BattleNet account. So you'll end up progressing both on whichever platform that you actually do play on. You don't need to purchase a battle pass for each specific platform for each time you're playing on like PlayStation or on Xbox and on PC.
That's right.
Cool. Will familiar Diablo items be returning to Diablo 4? Sorry, I'm like ducking around.
They will. They will. Joe, I think you have some.
Yeah, so like I mean, there are a ton that are returning. There's Shaco's coming back. Wind Force is coming back. Grandfather's coming back. There's like Mage Fist is coming back.
And these are unique items.
So,
right?
yeah, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so that's a really good call out. So there are legendary items we talked a little bit before that have like really particular powers, and then there are unique items that are much more powerful than legendary items are. Now legendary powers can show up on any slot. Unique items come with like a pretty fixed loadout of like types of affixes that could appear on that thing, and then what the special power is tied to the unique item on its own. And they're really they're difficult to find. They're really rare. They're fun chase items, and you can really build exciting builds around some of these things. But we've taken a lot of the ideas from these items from previous games, kind of reinterpreted them to make sure they work with Diablo 4, but tried to retain that thematic essence to them. Like it's been an exciting challenge for the team to kind of go after and try to bring in. So yeah, we have a ton.
Diablo items returning. Fan favorites.
And a lot of new things too. So there's a mixture of both, but you will see some returning favorites.
Yeah.
Awesome. And I think that is the end of our questions that we have there, specifically that we ended up grabbing. I know that we wanted to make sure that we had enough time and so forth. And but I did want to thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys, obviously, for joining us on our last live stream. But I'm gonna throw you guys before we leave some quick, like fast-paced shotgun questions because I want to make sure that we have all these and everything like that.
Sounds good.
I'd be curious to know favorite class in Diablo 4 for each of you.
Okay,
Rogue.
fine. I'm sorry.
Rogue.
Rogue. Okay, so that was easy. I guess Barbarian, but I think in terms of specs. So I could just talk for the 5 minutes, but no, Barbarian right now.
Yeah, you're right. There's so many cool mechanics. Like when I say rogue, I'm thinking about the idea of being a rogue and running around. Like that,
I will say rogue is incredibly fun. Like plays like it's if you want a fast, like agile character that like is dancing around like everything.
Yeah, it doesn't disappoint
It
mechanically.
is the most. I would say that and the Necromancer are probably the two most fun and flashy like characters. Well, actually, I would say also even the Sorceress is flashy just because of all the spell effects and everything. So
Again, there's builds I love on all of the classes.
I personally, I'm a Druid fanboy. Always have been.
Bear, werewolf.
Actually, I've really enjoyed like the elemental specs and so forth. Yeah.
Storm is so strong.
Storm is so fun.
We're gonna nerf Storm, everybody.
Just because I said something.
Just because we said it was good, so we're gonna go. We're not gonna just nerf Storm. Don't worry about that.
I'd be curious to know favorite enemy in Diablo 4. Maybe.
Favorite enemy.
Yeah. Or enemy family.
Enemy family. Wow. I love what we were able to do with the Bloodcasters. There was actually an enemy in Diablo 2 under the city that is this vampire caster, very tall and thin and floating, and we were able to reimagine that in Diablo 4, and it moves by turning into bats. And it can form out of bats, so if you get a lot of bats in one area, it can turn into one of these casters.
Wait, did it move in Diablo 2 as bats?
No,
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, like I always, it's so hard to tell with like D2 because it's like usually you find them in like catacombs or something like that, and it's really dark, and maybe they have been, and I have had no idea. But yeah.
Yeah, for me it's Drowned. Like the whole monster family for the Drowned, I really like. There's something about like the like these pale, clammy, like seaside monsters rising up from the waters. And one of the things that's really fun is like they're really like strange and mysterious in the world. And I really gravitate towards that. Like, you know, they're covered with barnacles. They've got like all kind of like broken parts of like sunken sea vessels they use in combat. They just swarm all over the place. Often you'll find like you're in slick areas where it's raining when you have to actually encounter them. Like they're a super fun group of monsters to fight. And they've got some neat, a lot of their brute like has some like really neat abilities you have to like have trying to like dodge and avoid. They're very dangerous. So yeah, they're my favorite I think right now.
Nice. What's a fun fact you guys encountered while developing Diablo 4?
Fun fact developing Diablo 4. I'm going to throw it at Joe. I think.
What do you
Sure.
think?
So a fun fact I learned while developing Diablo 4, that it is very important while we're allowing players to like make a lot of choices and they're thinking about the way that they like make a really interesting character for themselves, that we unveil that kind of slowly initially. Otherwise, we have a tendency to like get people like really like scared about making choices, and they kind of clam up, which is obviously not what we want. We want people to like be able to engage with these kinds of features. So it's maybe not like a fun fact, but I think it was very interesting. We went through a lot of iterations to get to the right place. And I'm really happy with where we landed.
Yeah, now I have to give a serious answer.
No, I'm sorry. I should have given some other fun fact.
No. I think it's better.
Okay.
You know, I think
It's
we
better,
went
folks.
through we went through a lot of iteration on the first skill when you start out in the very beginning of Diablo 4. For a while, you started with one of your classes, left click, basic skills, and we had a lot of trouble with having that skill that we'd chosen for you, feeling like, well, I guess I should build a spec around this, because it's just you start with it, you're familiar with it, and it sort of constrained your ability to explore the skill tree.
Yeah. So like if if Sork started with like Firebolt, for example, like a lot of people that were testing would just make fire like spec sorcerers. They wouldn't think about like trying other skills. So
we ended up going with a basic. We ended up adding, fairly late in development, a basic attack that you start with, so that when you get your first level up, you actually get to choose. Okay, well, which spec do I want to start with? And of course, you can respec within the skill tree pretty freely. So
Yeah, and I remember that when it was originally like that, and thankfully we test internally and so forth. We get our own feedback from within the team of what people are actually doing from that end. Of course, and last but not least, the most controversial question: Team Inarius or Team Lilith?
Team Inarius. Even though I'm wearing my Lilith shirt.
That was like...
that's actually really funny. I guess still Team Lilith. I think I'm still
Okay,
I'm still Team Lilith. Yeah.
We're split. I won't break the tiebreaker here. We will keep the poll at
Oh wow.
50-50.
Trying to stay very neutral
I will,
here.
I
in
will
the center.
stay neutral here. I will choose Team Bale. There we go.
Team Bale.
It's behind me. It's perfect. Uncle Bale. It's
Uncle
great.
Bale.
Uncle Bale. It's perfect. Great. Well, I think that kind of wraps up our time here today on the developer update stream. I do want to note that we thank everyone again for tuning in for our first developer update stream. This has actually been kind of a crazy process of getting a studio up back in the building, and I'm happy that we can call this home for our streams going forward. We do have a lot of Diablo activities that are going on that we've announced or will announce here, I'll say in a second, for the whole entire franchise. If you are a big fan of Diablo Immortal or a player of Diablo Immortal, we just had a huge update for 1.7 come out yesterday. It's massive. It's probably our biggest update yet, so I do recommend checking it out. Lots of big narrative moments and whole new areas that kind of expand the campaign in Diablo Immortal, as well as a lot of quality of life features that the community's been asking for. So been hearing a lot of great positive feedback, and we're excited that that's out right before the holidays. And then D2R, earlier this week, we announced 22 Nights of Terror.
That's
it's
right.
an in-game event that essentially changes the game every single day, and it's kind of a surprise. Think of it like a Diablo advent calendar, you could say. So that actually started earlier this week. And for Diablo 3 fans, we actually have a new holiday event. This is a brand new event for Diablo 3 that I'm really excited to.
Yeah, you've been working hard on this.
Our D3 team has been working really hard, and they're working really hard on the next season. And we'll actually be revealing that tomorrow on the blog. So make sure to tune in for that. And we'll also have news related to, of course, the Darkening of Tristram, which happens every single year for Diablo 3 and when that will be occurring. So make sure to check out Diablo3.com from that side. Any parting words from you guys?
Yeah. You know, I really wanted to thank everyone for tuning in today and following us throughout the year. It's been a big year for us, as I was saying earlier. A ton of work getting all the content into the game, setting us up for next year, setting us up for release. We've got a lot of bugs to fix in the new year. We've got to make sure that our server architecture and infrastructure is in good shape for our, of course, our betas coming up, and our release as well. So some work ahead of us, and we have a lot of exciting stuff to share next year as well through some of these live streams, more of these live streams. But you're not going to hear from us for a little while because we're all going to take some time off to be with our families for the holidays and really take a break from from Diablo 4. Just not think about Diablo 4 for a little bit.
A restful holiday period for the team for sure.
Sometimes we have like builds up, people to like sort of like log in and continue to play, and like not this time. We're killing all the builds for the holidays and forcing everyone to not be on Diablo for a little while. Be good.
Any parting words?
Shout outs to the various Diablo updates we have coming down the road. I recommend everyone take some time to play some World of the Warcrafts because Dragonflight is rad, really fun. But for the community itself, I think that this has been a huge year for the Diablo team, much as Joe has already said. We're really excited to be able to just finally start sharing more and more about where the game is at and what we've been thinking about and what we value. It's been awesome talking to press. I really can't wait to just keep this conversation going. I think this is going to be the best thing for everybody, both for the dev team to be able to get this feedback and hear the sorts of things that you're interested in. Also, just make sure that we're regularly talking to you so you know what to expect and you know what we're where our heads are at. So I'm really excited about that. So thank you for sticking with us this long, and hopefully everyone enjoyed all the things that happened over the course of this last couple months.
Yeah, and like I said, this is kind of the new way that we're going to be communicating out to the community through these developer update streams. We're super excited for them, especially as we get into next year. We have way more information to reveal, including details early next year, about the open beta and when that will actually be starting as well. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in, and I just want to say happy holidays, and we'll see you guys next year from the Diablo team. Thanks again.
Yep. See you, buddy.
All right, it's analysis time, my boys, my friends, my guys, my gals, my girls, my squirrels, my chocolate candy bar individuals. All right, analysis time. Analysis. Analysis, yes. We must analyze. Yes. All right, I'm going to pull up this stream for us to see here. Hold on. It's going to look kind of silly because I'm going to be up there twice. I might as well take myself off for this, but whatever. All right, live streams. That's right. I gotta stop recording it. I forgot. Bink. There we go. Get that finished. Unrecorded. Let's start a new recording. No, I'm just kidding. Get over here. All right. Bink. Bink. And I need to mute you, and I need to bring you up crazily. This is going to be kind of loud.
They're working on. So in future live streams, we'll have more information and more details about Diablo 4 before we head into launch.
Actually, you know what? Let's do this a different way. A little bit easier to control if I do this a different way. Actually, now that I think about it. Let's just pull this up in a separate window, and that way we can skip the loo. We can skip the loo, skip the loo, skip the loo, my darling. It's much easier to skip the loo the way that I want to skip the loo. Hold on.
That's the best part about doing live streams and so.
All right, let's pull this up in the window capture. Skip, skip, skip the loo. Skip, skip, skip the loo. Skip, skip, skip the loo, my darling. Where are you hiding at? Don't tell me what to do. There we go. All right, so we're gonna skip through this, and we're gonna talk about some of this cool stuff that we were able to find out.
So forth.
The live part.
The live part.
I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit too, so I can
That's great.
talk over them.
You guys will be able to hear
Hopefully, anyway.
from
All right, so he was talking about the uniques, which I thought was cool. Let's go over that real quick. I think it was right around here.
Between heaven and hell, with the angels on one side and the demons on the other side. And Arias and Lilith got tired of this and went through the world of Sanctuary.
Explore Narius' characters and like their motivations, kind of what led them to where they are now.
for kind of the first time that people really get to see.
But also be able to represent the raw power of some of these characters like Narius. Like when you think about that shot of
Wow.
And be scared of like his power. The next big thing that we did want to talk about, and this is a huge part because this is actually kind of a new thing that a lot of the community may have heard of, but probably don't have full details on, and that is the Codex of Power.
Oh yeah, Codex of Power.
Yeah.
So the Codex of Power is kind of interesting, and we can talk about that for a second here. So from what I could gather about the Codex of Power is it's a way to allow yourself like access to legendary powers that you might not have otherwise found, but at a lesser quality. So like let's say you have a legendary power that rolls between like 10% effectiveness to 50% effectiveness. Obviously you would want to find a 50%, right? Just like when you're looking for a, you know, I don't know, like a Skulder's Ire, you want it to be like an ethereal Skulder's Ire because that's the better Skulder's Ire, right? Or maybe you want, you know, like you're making a Breath of the Dying and you want a higher percentage on the ED. Well, they're basically saying that they're going to allow you to create these legendary powers from the Codex, assuming that you have earned the legendary power, but it will always be at the minimum roll for that particular legendary power. So like for instance with the one that they showed, which was the mighty thunderbolts or whatever, you know, like if it was a 10 to 50% range, it would always be at 10%. So you're still going to be encouraged to actually go out and find the legendary powers because you're going to want the higher roll. You're going to want the better roll on the legendary power just in general. There was something that I wanted to pull up here, which was this.
And when they find these dungeons and they delve deep into them, at the bottom of them, they're going to find.
So there's something written on the screen here, and I kind of want to like pull it up.
Codex of Power aspects.
There was a couple places here where you could literally read the screen, and I want to zoom in on it and see if we can read the screen real quick. Give me a second. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna zoom all the way in. I'm gonna zoom 8 feet in. We're gonna zoom it. I'm nosy. I'm nosy. I want to know what it says. I'm nosy. Let's get this all the way zoomed in so we can read whatever it says as it plays through.
When they find these dungeons and they delve deep into them, at the bottom of them, they're going to find.
Oh man, I could almost see it there. It's easier to see when he goes over really bright objects.
We've talked about in previous blogs before, but one big print and you can find it.
So I wanted to.
The fun.
Oh man, it's too blurry.
and in fact
They did their job well. Oh wait, we got something. Hold on, what's that? We got a do-jank here. I can kind of read it. Kind of. Artist 5 out of 20, something that they're collecting. 5 out of 20. Tried to call something. I don't know. Let's see. I need to be brighter. I need more light. Why? Why do you do this to me? Oh wait, it was right there. I could see like the whole thing. It was almost there. Let's go frame by frame. Frame by frame, my friends. Frame by frame. Oh, dang. You really could read the whole thing, like right there. It was just like, just barely. When his soul left his body. When the soul left his poor mangled corpse.
Acquire new gear, and in fact, through
Enhance! Enhance! You know what, I wish I could go frame by frame on this stupid thing. Stupid thing won't let me go frame by frame. Stupid thing. No. I want to do frame by frame. And you don't let me.
and you can extract, you can bring that power with you, so you can maintain that build, so you're not sort of losing a core part of your build.
I will get it. I will spend all of your time willingly.
The thing about this is that we do want players at the beginning to go through the selections. They're going deeper and deeper into this. They're making
Cultist is sort of the
legendary powers overall in the game. There are over 120 charge bolts ability.
So this was kind of interesting here. There was a whole bunch of abilities. Let me put this back to normal size. So we got some cool abilities here that we can cut out and paste. So we've got Aspect of Overwhelming Bolts. And this is the one that they're talking about specifically, but I was more interested in other things. Like I was interested in some of the ones that they clicked on by accident as they were leading up to it. Aspect of Might. Basic skills grant 25% damage reduction for 4 seconds. Unlocked by completing the Dark Ravine in Dry Steppes. Aspect of Disobedience. You gain 0.25% increased armor for 4 seconds when you deal any form of damage, stacking up to 25%. Prodigy's Aspect. Casting an ultimate skill restores 80 mana. Skinwalker's Aspect. When you use a shapeshifting skill that changes your form, gain 54 life. If you're at full life, gain the same amount as Fortify. I missed one. It was something called Silkwalkers.
One of the major cities. Our new occultist crafter, actually. And when they go to the occultist, they can hand off the
Aspect of Changeling's Debt. Werebearer skill restores 1 spirit when you hit an enemy afflicted by your poisons. When spirit is restored, your poison effects are removed from the enemy. It didn't really show like a whole bunch there, but we also see at the top here we have categories. So we've got all defensive, offensive, resource, utility, and mobility are the options. We can also clearly see right here at the top that it says 115. So we have a very clear 115 Nujank here. You know what? I'm gonna put an arrow up on the screen. Why not? See? Right there. Right there. Can you see it? You guys still can't see it, can you? I'm just messing with you guys. We got 115 of these things. So that's a lot of that is a lot of aspects. And he also said, by the way, this was something that he said, was that this does not represent all the legendary powers in the game. So there's more legendary powers than the 115 that are showed here. Let's go through some more of this. You know what? I had an idea how I could go frame by frame. I can go frame by frame if I pull up my own stream. I can pull up my own stream and go frame by frame. Oh God, it's loud. Why would you do that? Let's see here. Bink. Yes, unlimited power. frame by frame. All right. Let's see here. We can wait until it happens and then we'll pause it. Then we'll go back. No. No. A stream within a stream within a stream, yes. Unlimited potential. Alright, here we go, boys. Tried to call something DPO underscore SCOS underscore wretched. Phase is not flagged. Blank something in the graph editor. So this is developer talk. Like this is something going on in the background, like error codes and stuff that we're not supposed to see. Because you can clearly see right here. Hold on, let me get my arrow back, the beautiful arrow. You can clearly see right here an error code which literally says 0x. It's a clearly an error code. 0x looks like 00009. I'm assuming is what the error code is, although that first digit could be a 4. It's kind of jankety. I can't really make everything out, but it's very clearly some kind of like developer like information that we're not supposed to see. I think I might have to actually take some time and see if I can like pull out all the information on like what's in here, because like over the course of the entire clip that they showed us, you can make out everything. It's just going to take you a little bit of time. You're going to have to like piece it together bit by bit as like the light lights up specific pieces. Like I was noticing a little bit earlier in the stream, there was a spot right, where was it? It wasn't what I was looking for, but you could totally read like the bottom right-hand portion of it as well. I think it would be interesting just to see what it says, and you know, maybe if it gives us any spoilers. It's always fun to like pull out as much information as you can. Like right here, you can kind of see from the bottom, like the bottom right-hand side. Where was it exactly? Like right there-ish. Not really sure. It's a little blurry though in some of these spots. The light's not bright enough. We need some bright lights. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's, all right, let's pull this one back up. So this was kind of interesting to see as well, and up here at the top, let me bring out my trusty arrow again. My beautiful, beautiful trusty arrow. I can always trust my arrow. Up here at the top, we have a sword with a recycle icon. So I'm assuming that is specifically like either recycling the items or salvaging them or whatever. I'm not sure if that's the one we're clicked on. It is redded. So imprint aspect. Then there's also the X, which maybe is to delete the item or delete the aspect. Let me move my arrow with each talking point. There you go. The X. And then we also have what it seems to be an anvil with a circle on it, so I'm not really sure what the hell that is. And then another X. We seem to have lots of X's. And then finally a sparkly doodad, which could be anything. Who knows? Who knows what the sparkly doodad is? So, I mean, it seems pretty interesting here. You obviously, you put the rare item here, you put the codex here, you put the aspect or the legendary aspect here. So it's an either-or situation, either the codex or the legendary aspect. And then it shows you what the item would potentially be before you collect it, so you can kind of get a preview, and then obviously when you imprint it, then you're done. They actually imprinted this item right here. So when you watch them imprint it, it turns from a rare item into a legendary. Let's see here. So right now they're trying to imbue the glorious staff of abundant energy.
these areas. Also, you don't just find
And there's another little thing to go back for here. Hold on, we got something we can look at. So baleful fragments and veiled crystals. That's something very similar to Diablo 3, as you can see here. It also cost 114,492 gold to actually craft it. This person seems to have 100 of the baleful fragments, but it only requires 4. Whereas they have 88 of the veiled crystals, but it requires 24 of those. So by this, we can probably assume that by the number that it's required, the veiled crystals are probably relatively common, and the baleful fragments are more rare. Now, the fact that he has 100 screams out to me that he gave himself 100 fragments, but the actual number required of 4 means it's probably the rarer of the two materials.
Just find legendary powers for your class. You'll find legendary powers for all of them.
So what she did was she changed the legendary power. So it went to charged bolts, the imbued charged bolts. What was the original power before she actually changed it?
Power on this and put in the new power they've just collected to the codex power. So in this way, players get this minor trade-off.
I want to see what the original power was before. So the original power before was crackling energy, has a 46% chance to chain to an additional enemy, sorcerer only. Okay, interesting. So that was for her, well, I guess her crackling energy, kind of like chain lightning ability. So it can jump to an additional enemy with this.
So you're looking at a lot of work in progress.
Oh wait, he might have gone over some other powers here. Hold on.
You can see that the sorceress is now heading over to the occultist and is going to be choosing to imbue this aspect into one of their existing items. So she takes the item. This is
Aspect of control. You deal 30% more damage to immobilized, stunned, or frozen enemies. Interesting. Aspect of the Ursine Horror. Pulverize is now also an earth skill. After casting Pulverize, tectonic spikes continue to deal 378 damage over 2 seconds. Wind Striker's Aspect. After swapping weapons 6 times, gain 20% increased attack speed for 4 seconds. We also missed one, by the way. It very briefly showed that one in the corner. Aspect of Retribution. Hold on. We're gonna see if we can see all these. I'd like to get an eyeball on as many of these powers as we can.
choosing to imbue this aspect into one of their existing items. So she takes the item. This is so you're looking at.
Aspect of Retribution. Distant enemies have a 15% chance to be stunned for 2 seconds when they hit you. You deal 30% increased damage to stunned enemies. I was pretty sure I saw that one in the corner, but maybe not. Aspect of the Ursine. Okay, that's the one we already saw. Yeah, there's like one frame that the ability pops up for, and it's way too fast. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up on my actual live stream. Hold on. Since I can actually go frame by frame on the live stream, and I can't go frame by frame on the other. Load. I need you to be live. Thank you. Wow, it doesn't want to load my stream. I can't do a stream within a stream within a stream within a stream? Come on now. Alright, so this should be it right here. Let me just dial it back a little bit until it pops up. Very lazy. Who's lazy? I'm trying to see if I can get it, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this last one. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt. Even when it's over top of it, it doesn't seem to be showing anything. No, I guess there's nothing. Maybe I'm just imagining it. I'm imagining it. Boo.
This is a live cast. We'd like to be able to show some things off. They're going to be discovering
That like, and that is
things I would have loved to be able to talk about in a blog a while ago, but we weren't quite ready to reveal it at that time. There was already
There's a a bunch of readable stuff right there. I ain't even noticed that at the beginning. That's totally readable. I don't know exactly what it says, but it's readable. Seems to be part of the error message that we were looking at earlier. It says line 135, so something to do with some sort of memory error address issue. I don't really know. I might have to, like I said, I might have to like do a little bit of digging and see if we can figure it out.
so many things for us to discuss. So the Codex of Power is this new crafting feature that we'll bring online in Diablo 4. We're really, really excited about it. What it allows players to do is, as they're progressing through this, the massive interconnected world of Sanctuary, they're going to be discovering lots and lots of dungeons as they go. And when they find these dungeons and they delve deep into them, at the bottom of them, they're going to find what we call Codex of Power aspects. And an aspect in the Codex of Power is effectively a legendary power that's been put in this very particular form. And every one of these dungeons that players progress through in the overworld has a unique legendary power via the aspect found inside of them.
Yeah. What I love about that is that you can create a new character, and you can look at some of the powers that are available.
I mean, I'm watching this footage and I'm seeing her almost die like several times. I don't know if you guys noticed, but she almost died quite a few times. Like it was like pretty clear too. Like she was close to death. I like that. Like I like almost dying a lot. Like it's kind of a cool thing. You never want a game to be so easy that it's just like ridiculous. And it's kind of interesting. Right here though, we got to see something with the in the front of the effects here. Hold on, let me. Here we go. So Codex of Power, total aspects 1%, aspect of overwhelming bolts. Apparently there's also challenges here with the marksman. It says marksman was recently completed, 4% progress. We also have up here at the top, we've got the map, collections, social, clan. We got a clan tab. The shop, obviously for all them cosmetics you're going to buy. I just noticed something too. What the hell is that? Analysis. Enhance. Enhance. This, hold on, let me make sure. This right here, look. Boop. Boop. I can touch it. Look. It says stall 100.70 ms unknown. What the hell is that? What the hell is that? What is it? Oh, wait, hold on. I think we can read the whole text. I was just noticing we might be able to read the whole text. Right here. Look at the bottom, in the bottom corner. Look the skulls. The skulls are right enough to make all the text appear. Enhance. 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 Further enhance. Mega enhance. Alright, here we go. We're gonna enhance this even more. We're gonna enhance this as much as humanly possible. We're gonna try and enhance this even more. Let's see. Brightness. Oh Lord, that's too bright. I'm sorry for your eyeballs. My apologies. Enhance. Enhance. Yes, enhancing is working. We are enhancing. Much enhancement. Much. There you go, boys. Now you can actually read it, sort of. Sort of. It says E something ID 0x50006 blah blah blah. We enhanced it. It's terrible, but we enhanced it. Yeah, it looks like some sort of error stack. Definitely some sort of issue that's going on. It probably has to do with that stall in the bottom left-hand corner.
He's going for like an up close range and Diablo.
To Reddit.
What about that's
You can see would be
parts of the Codex of Power and the different powers you can end up finding and so forth to imbue onto actual weapons or gear in general here in the future. Plus other mechanics and other systems that I know people have been talking about and wanting to know more about here in the future. But I did want to leave some time for some Q&A because I know we've had a lot of different questions that we've.
All right, I wanted to hear them talk about these unique items again. I forgot what timestamp that was.
I am boosting the YouTube viewership all by myself. Honestly, it's probably one of my most favorite cinematics that our SFT team has worked on here.
It's incredible.
Blizzard. It's incredible. I think it'd be good to kind of help inform the community because I know a lot of people.
This eternal conflict. I've seen it.
I'm trying to figure out where the hell they talked about the unique items, and I totally forgot.
The sound and the red. So yeah, there's so much in regards to the story between Inarius and Lilith. It's weird to also think that Inarius is also kind of was originally serving under Tyrael, which is obviously a very
his brother.
familiar name within
Inarius is
Diablo.
Tyrael's brother.
There's a lot more to reveal that we're going to be doing here over the next couple months as we lead up to launch, and of course when people jump into the game for the Diablo 4 story. But that cinematic was phenomenal for sure. The next big thing that we did want to talk about, and this is a huge part because this is actually kind of a new thing that a lot of the community may have heard of, but probably don't have full details on, and that is the Codex of Power.
Oh yeah, Codex of Power.
Yes, the Codex of Power is a brand new that's coming into Diablo 4. It's a gameplay feature, and Mr. Joseph Piepora.
Oh yeah.
Codex of Power. Where would they talk about the unique items? I don't even remember. Like they got the collector's edition here, which is kind of cool. It comes with a heraldic pin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a mouse pad, 2 art things. The book is kind of cool. I'm not really sure if the book is worth $100. I'm kind of mad that they showed 2 candlesticks here because it made me think it came with 2 candlesticks. But it doesn't come with 2 candlesticks. That's rude. It comes only with 1 candlestick. They're just showing both sides of the candlestick. So one side is Anarius and the other side is Lilith, the candle of creation. The map was kind of impressive. Like, I kind of liked the map when they were holding the map up. It looked like it had some girthiness to it. Like, I'm sure you guys have had pre-order maps before, and sometimes the pre-order maps are on such thin, ridiculous thinness that, like, they barely even resemble paper, let alone, like, a freaking piece of cloth. But this one seems like it's got a little bit of girth to it. Like, like when he's holding it, it looks like a girthy boy. It looks like a girthy boy. Also, he specifically said that the map represents all of the playable area. I'm not sure if you guys heard that or not, but I got good ears. He said the map represents all of the playable area in Diablo 4. Now, see if I can get a good frame of this. There's really, like, he keeps moving it around a lot, so it's hard to get, like, a good frame on it. Let's zoom in on it real quick and see if we can actually see the map. It'd be kind of cool. Or better yet, let's go to the gear store and see if they have it up yet. Hold on. They might actually have a picture of the map up. Or we could go back to that collector's edition. Might the collector's edition? No, they got it hidden back there. You can't really see it. They got it hidden. Diablo 4 Collector's Edition pre-order. Is it even up yet? It's no, yes, no, no. Trying to see if I can find a good picture of the map so that maybe we could, like, zoom in on it and actually take a look at the map, but we could probably match the shape though. I bet you we could match the shape. I was just thinking about that. Let's match the shape real quick. Let's do match the shape. Yeah, for $96.99. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up a map of Sanctuary. Alright, so a map of Sanctuary, and then we're going to take the map that they've got, and we're going to overlay it with a real map, and we're going to see if we can figure out where the Doojank comes from. So there's their map. It kind of looks like a heart. So it kind of looks like to me, a heart. Or Australia. It also kind of looks like Australia. I'm not going to lie. It kind of looks like Australia. All right, so this is the map that I was able to find, which is you know what? Let's actually just download this and bink. That way I can bring it up as an image instead. I mean, it looks similar to the one that they have on the map, but I'm not sure. Like, we might not be able to go to all these areas. Let me do this real quick. Let me go back a little bit on this so we can maybe see the bigger portion of it. I mean, it looks like we got a little island up on the top. There's definitely land. There's definitely land in a couple different locations, like that are away from the mainland. So, like right here, there's a land area. Right here, there's a land area, kind of like off the beaten path. And then right here seems to be some kind of border, and the land just continues to go downward. So this very well may be just a smaller portion of the world as a whole. If we were to cut out part of this and try and make it fit over here, it kind of looks like this top portion. What is that called? Sclortion? Sclordo. Oh my god, will you let me zoom you? We got the Frozen Sea, the Dreadlands, we've got Sklogskin, Dry Steppes, Kazakhstan. Where was the beta? The beta was in a very specific place, right? The Diablo IV beta. I'm trying to remember here. It was in the Frost something. I can't even remember now off the top of my head. Do any of you remember? Twin Seas. I don't know. See, I'm looking at this little area right up here, and it has this notch. So this is what I'm seeing. Let me see if I can line this up in a way that makes sense. So this area right here, see this little jut out right there? So this little jut out and this little intake valve, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure that this right here is this right here. So it's the same exact thing right here is right here. So this is somewhere in between the Twin Seas, and right here, which is Kazakhstan, I'm pretty sure that's Kazakhstan right here. So like we're probably looking at Kazakhstan, Dry Steppes, Skroglin, Champland, and I think this right here is actually this little border, wherever this is going down to. So we seem to be like on this main island over here, not over here in Aeronach, at least as far as I can tell. So it does kind of seem like that's the general area that we're going to be in Diablo 4. So this general doojankery here. There's a mountain right there, so I think that's the same mountain that's right here on the map, although it's a little less cool on this map than it is on this map. We also seem to have the Dry Steppes, so that's a Diablo 2 area. The Dry Steppes is basically just a big giant desert, right? Or is that something else? Not the Dry Steppes. No, Rocky Waste. Why am I drawing a blank on? There's Far Oasis, Lost City, Rocky Waste, and isn't Dry Steppes one of the Act 2 zones? Yeah, the steppes are definitely one of the Diablo 2 zones. Don't know why I'm drawing a blank here. The Dry Steppes is a geographic area and sanctuary located south of Skosglin, west of Fractured Peaks, and north of Kazakhstan. Dry Hills. Where are the steppes then? There's Outer Steppes. That's in Act 4. I'm thinking of Act 4 now. So that's not correct. Where's Loot Go Lane and all on this map? Like, I'm kind of interested. Like, as far as like where all this stuff is in like reference to the other places. It says Loot Go Lane is often called the Jewel of the Desert. It is the main trading port of Aeronach. So Aeronach is on the other side. So we're looking at Loot Go Lane is over here somewhere. It says it's a trading port, so it's along the water's edge, which that is actually on the map. So Loot Go Lane is actually on the map then. I don't know if we can actually go to it or not, but it is actually on the map of like the playable area. This part right here where it comes really close, you can see like there's the tip of the little doodad, and then there's this area. That's obviously like right here where Skosklin is meeting with the Dreadlands, whatever the hell that's gonna be. Maybe we can go to that little island up there of Xian Sai. It's kind of interesting. I want to see if I can find like a really high quality picture of the Collector's Edition map. Hold on. Diablo IV Collector's map. It's a map, it's a map, it's a map, 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 it's a map, 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 map. Yeah, it's a map. Well, I did find a really interesting image, which I think clearly demonstrates where we are. Let me bring this up on the screen for you guys because this is actually really interesting. I think this is literally the playable area. Doesn't take a genius to figure this one out because it matches exactly the shape. So, like, literally 100% exact match of the shape of the map. So we have done it, boys. We have uncovered the mystery. The mystery. There you go. This is literally the map right there. Like that's literally the shape right there. That's the entire map that he has there. So it is definitely dry steppes. In fact, let me zoom in on this a little bit so we can read it better. So it's definitely dry steppes, Kyrgyzstan, whatever this is, the swamp over here. And I'm not really sure what that is. But it seems to be a pretty large zone, and it even seems to straddle that border right there. So the border that is definitely apparent on this map, you can clearly see the border. Like, it's definitely the same border. So this is the same exact shape and everything. So we know for a fact that it's definitely the dry steppes, Kyrgyzstan area. In fact, let's go back to the other map because the other map was a hell of a lot more detailed. Now that we know that that's the exact area, we can look at that map and basically figure out all the names. Doesn't really take a genius. So it's going to be Skosklin, dry steppes, Kyrgyzstan, swampland, and some sort of mountain right there, which looks pretty cool. And there seems to be a couple cities on the map. It's too bad we can't really like get like a even more detailed version of the map with all the various locations. Let's see here. Map of Sanctuary 4K. With Doojanks. So there's something right. I'm actually just going to put these little markers on the map here. So right here, according to what I'm looking at least let me zoom out a little bit, make sure I got it in the right spot. Okay, actually no, hold on. Right here, this little thing, the thing that we can't read, is called the Dulra. Dulra. Alright, so the Dulra, I don't know what the hell the Dulra is. We could always look up Dulra and see if we can figure it out. Dulra, there we go. Dulra is located in Skosklen and is the greatest of all druid colleges. It is here that stands the magnificent oak tree of Glor and Fadia. This tree is the most revered source of druids' guidance and teachings. Under its branches, for centuries, the druids of Skosklen have been honing not only their magical or powerful magical arsenal of natural magic, but also the martial skills they have retained from their barbarian forefathers. Rune work is also practiced here. So apparently Dulra seems to be specifically a druid outpost, which makes sense, because of course the druid is the main character, one of the main choices that you can make, so you're probably going to have to go to Dulra to like enhance your powers or learn from your ancestors or whatever. So that's interesting. There's more on this map. Hold on. We also have another area way down at the bottom. Let me make sure I get this right, because it's kind of jankety. I'm not really 100% sure if I got this in the right spot. I want to say that it's right here-ish. I might have that wrong. I mean, it doesn't really specifically matter where it is, but it's called Gia Eul. You know what? Let me actually write it down here. Gia Eul. We can look that up and see what the hell Gia Eul is. So that's right here. Here. Not finding a whole lot with Gia Eul. I don't know. Doesn't really have a whole lot of information on it. I guess it may either be something new, or maybe we will find out. It does come up on some of the maps, but I can't really figure out what the hell it actually is. I don't know. We also have Chaldeum. So Chaldeum is on the map. That is really obviously this zone right here. So Chaldeum is this right here. That's Chaldeum. Chaldeum is isn't that the same thing that took place in wasn't Diablo 3 based in Chaldeum? Chaldeum was once the proudest city of all Kyrgyzstan, the trade capital of the entire world. Chaldeum was never seen as the heart of the empire, even though it rivaled the Vizjun and later Kurast in size, and those who called Chaldeum their home liked it that way. Even when the Mage Clan Wars erupted, the battles were never tolerated to affect trade in Chaldeum. While the politics and magic may be important, trifling with trade is a serious matter. Chaldeum, the Jewel of the East. The Jewel of the East, Chaldeum, is really quite amazing. I've never seen anything quite like it, and I have seen so many things in my life. Chaldeum is run by the Trade Consortium Council, though became the seat of power for the Emperor of Kyrgyzstan after the fall of Kurast. Under the Empire, a tribute system existed between the Emperor and his subjects. Chaldeum is dependent on trade to survive. Chaldeum is surrounded by wastes known as the Borderlands, and is situated atop a long, flat plain that rises above the rest of the desert. The plain ends in sheer cliffs. The city itself has a sewer system. Oh, great. We're going to have some more sewers. I remember the sewers in when you go to fight Asmodan. And is surrounded by the walls. The libraries overflow with undeciphered tomes and arcane knowledge. Outside the walls are the slums, which include the Chaldean Bazaar, where crime is rife. Most commoners know Chaldean by reputation, if not direct experience. The trade city has existed for thousands of years, predating even the Mage Clan Wars. So Chaldean was actually a part of Diablo 3 as well, so it's interesting. There's no really need to go more in detail than that. I think there's some other things on the map though here. We have another city near Chaldean called Ure. I want to say that it's, looking at the map, it looks like it's right here at the edge of this river. It's either Ure or yeah, anyway. There is an entry on Ure. Ure is also known as the Light of Lights. It is a city located far east in Kyrgyzstan. Ure is said to be a lost city situated on the slopes of the Mount Nimir, which, with the help of local sorcerers, got an entrance to heaven, leaving all of its treasures on Sanctuary. The Golden City of Ure, one of the greatest cities in all of Sanctuary, ruled by the judicious and pious Juris Khan, a well-known political figure in the region. The people were among the finest, most civilized, and culturally advanced for their time. Such was and masters in every field to bask in its glory, but for all its prosperity it came under the evil gaze of the Lord of Terror, Diablo. For the people of Ure did not fear anything, let alone be terrorized. Diablo laid siege to the city in his trademark fashion, corrupting it from within. Although the innocent inhabitants of the city were unaware of what transpired, the city's powerful sorcerers, both indigenous and foreign, erected unbreachable barriers that prevented Diablo's influence from spreading within. This caused Diablo to change his tactics. He started corrupting the local flora and fauna, using them as pawns to weaken the barriers that withheld his influence from spreading. But these weak machinations were no match for the arcane powers of Ure's united sorcerers, bent on protecting the city at all costs. But the people started to suffer. The city was surrounded and supplies stopped. It was then that Urus Khan had the vision of Archangel Miracotus, who told him the will of the high heavens, that the people of Ure had not been overlooked by the heavens, and that their fight against Diablo and his fiends was soon to be over. The city of Ure was granted a place in the ultimate sanctuary any mortal could desire, the ethereal planes of the high heavens themselves. But Miracotus laid down a strenuous condition. The way to heaven was open, but it was Ure's job to find it. Urus Khan, a powerful sorcerer himself, consulted with his advisors and eventually his people regarding the new events. He initiated his daughter Atana to see the visions that he had seen. The initial joy that was prevalent was soon replaced by nerve-wracking search for a way to heaven, the perfect spell that could transform Ure into paradise. Miracotus assisted Urus Khan and his compatriots in their search, and eventually they found a way. No stone was left unturned in what was to be done. Urus Khan and his close aides, Father Tobio and Archmage Gregus Mazi at his side, started summoning the portal that would lead them to salvation. But then the ultimate betrayal was done. Gregus Mazi was allied with Diablo all this time. He sabotaged the spell, causing it to reverse and lead them not to the high heavens, but to the burning hells, the realm of the prime evils themselves. The sudden change in the spell's configuration caused the spell to drain the life force of all who cast it, so Gregus Mazi teleported himself outside the city, letting the inhabitants of the city fend for themselves. Urus Khan tried to realign the spell, but the damage was done. The reversing of the spell, along with its subsequent realignment, caused Ure to be transported to neither hell nor heaven, but in limbo between the extreme planes. But no one outside the city knew of what actually happened on that fateful day, except for Gregus Mazi. Eventually, Gregus returned to his home city in order to have his fair share of the prize. He was captured and killed in a way that even pious Eurus Khan regrets up until now. So it seems like the city is stuck in limbo. That's rather interesting. So stuck between heaven and hell somehow. That's rather that's actually really cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's that's really cool. Okay, so that's gonna be right next to Chaldeum, apparently. Maybe we can go there. Who knows? Let's see if there's anything else hidden on this map. We don't really have a whole lot here. I mean, there's a big area of the dry steppes. Of course, there's probably tons of monsters. Let's look up Skolsklen. Maybe there's an entry on this, whatever this place is. Scosglen. The untamed lands of Skolsklen are as verdant as they are deadly. Those who get lost in the woods seldom return. Their screams muted by... Beep, there you go. Their screams muted by spine-chilling howls. The druids who dwell here will do anything to protect their way of life, including risking their loss of humanity to unleash the beast within. Home to the druids, Skolsklen is located in the northeast part of Sanctuary. It borders the dry steppes to the south and the frozen seas in the northwest. Rugged and beautiful, it is an untamed verdant wilderness covered by emerald forests infested by werewolves. Those who get lost in the woods seldom return, their screams muted by spine-chilling howls. The forests are constantly covered by rain and gloomy fog. The people of Skolsklen are in constant battle against the encroaching wilderness. Skolsklen has a cold climate. The dwellings of Skolsklen consist of ancient stone towers called druid colleges scattered throughout the land. While this form of civilization might seem crude to some, the druids do not value urban centers the same way as the Kajistani. On the coast, the state of affairs is more desperate. In a futile attempt to withstand the harsh elements, Skolsklen's coastal structures are comprised of whatever materials the locals can lay their hands on. They are in various forms of disrepair: stone walls, salvaged wood, and thatched roofs. A place of consolation for the brave fishermen that trawl the treacherous frozen seas. Apparently this is like just a straight up a druid area. The druids entered Skolsklen around the same time Bulkathos united the barbarian tribes of the northern steppes. Vastly gathered together a small group consisting of the tribe's greatest warriors, poets, and shamans, and retreated into the forest surrounding the area known as Skolsklen. Apparently the area is overcome with drowned. Says right here, Skolsklen is one of the 5 major regions to be explored in Diablo IV. The zone includes Skolsklen's coastline and hinterland. As the player transitions toward the shores from inland, the coastal biome is the first evidence by the longer, more directional grasses that react to driving offshore winds. What the hell is hinterland? That sounds like a freaking theme park. Hinterland, oh hinterland, we're going to hinterland, you see. Oh hinterland, oh hinterland. I'm sorry, okay? I am sorry. Please forgive me. I had to do it, alright? It was important. You guys don't know. It sounded like hinterland. It looked like hinterland. I had to sing. I don't think there's much more to go over with the map. Let's pull this off the screen. We don't need to see this anymore. Get out of here, kid. You bother me. All right, I still need to find this part about the freaking items. Where was the part about the unique items? They were talking about it somewhere. By the way, she's cute. She's holding the Diablo skull. That's pretty cool. I actually thought that was pretty neat. She sung at the Game Awards, by the way.
Awards, there in LA, we had that wonderful opening where the
Oh, it looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I had no idea she was such a huge Diablo fan.
I mean, I love how it mirrors this statue of Lilith holding the Diablo skull.
Yes.
Yeah, and she is a huge Diablo fan. She said her first Diablo game was actually D2, so it's pretty cool to be working with her and having her perform her song Lilith of the trailer. And of course, we've also gotten some questions regarding the actual different versions, and I think we want to just kind of like go through a few of them so we can kind of detail out exactly what people will end up getting for each of the different versions.
All right, so this is when he's talking about the like the packs and like what you get. So that's one of the horses that you can mount, I'm assuming, and I'm not really sure what the hell this is. The freaking three-headed werewolf over here. Is that for World of Warcraft or something? And that looks like a cosmetic outfit for our game, and then that's obviously the wings for Diablo 3.
There's questions related to pricing, what the battle pass is going to be. It is going to be $10 US dollars in in-game currency value for the premium battle pass. So you get that.
I petted his head.
The ultimate version does come with like the tier skips and so forth. But then
To the game's release early.
Talk about this a little bit. So there's, I think there's confusion about the distinction between the battle pass and the base mechanic that has played in Journey, and that favors what many like items win.
Yeah. And of course, all of the seasonal content is completely free and it's not attached to the battle pass itself.
We're gonna definitely do another one of these streams at some point, just to talk about like season 1 and maybe seasons more generically. And we've done some like we've had like blog posts and things. We've talked about this more recently, but to reiterate, like seasonal content, like our big season updates, are all completely free. You know, they're filled with new like.
And as Joseph just mentioned here, like if you want to learn more about the battle pass itself, feel free to like check out our blog back in August where we kind of detail out a lot of our plans on that. And of course, we do plan on talking more about seasons here in the future because people are going to want to know what season 1 is about, and we'll have more information as we get closer to launch.
And we're excited to talk about it, frankly.
Yeah.
And there's some incredible cosmetics in the battle pass.
There's really cool cosmetics in the battle pass, but no power. You have to defer.
Yep, no power. And then the next big thing that I do want to also mention, of course, with the pre-ordering all the different games, is the collector's box. And I know we've seen a lot of chatter about this because of like all the cool items and so forth in it. We did want to, we have an image right here. I mean, it looks
It is massive. Like trying to adjust it for the cameras to make sure people can really. There's a plan. It's the.
There's 2 different prints that actually come, or actually, I guess almost.
Story of had the feel of the kind of map that you would have that people made when they thought maybe there were a bunch of serpents in the water.
Right.
And so it was so cool to.
There's not any serpents in the water. What?
That,
What?
object in the cloth map.
What do you mean there's not serpents?
Like we mentioned, like
And what the hell is that? I don't even know. What is that?
dry steps, etc., that are represented in the map that you'll actually.
So he actually says Skosglin and Dry Steps. So he actually said the names of the stuff we were talking about. And if I paid attention, we would have heard it, but I didn't pay attention.
Be able to see, and when you open up the map in Diablo 4, it's essentially this, which is awesome. So.
Yeah, I'm just a huge D&D and RPG nerd, so like anytime a game has a cloth map that comes with it, like I'm just so ecstatic.
There's a name right there, like, and I can't really. Hold on, let me get my little doojang. There's a name right there on the map, right there, and I don't know what it is. I can't read it. It's kind of hard to read, but I'm kind of curious what that is. And then there's also a name right here as well on the map. You can see it a little bit better, like in this version. I know we just went over the whole map and everything, and I said we were done with the map, but we're totally not done with the map because we're going back into the map, boys. We're going back into the map. I don't care. You guys shush it. Don't tell me what to do. Mom's ugly. Nah, you can't really read it. But there is most assuredly like a name. Like right there, and there is a name right there. And I think there's a name right there too. There's a bunch of little doojanks all over the place. I have a feeling this is going to be a very big map that we're going to be exploring. I don't know exactly how big of a map we're talking about here, but it could very well be like, you know, Skyrim sized or maybe even larger. Who knows? They never invited me to the beta anyway, Charles. I never get invited to the beta. Don't tell me what. Don't tell me.
Our teams here have always been so phenomenal.
Team in areas.
We did. I will say the results blew me away because I think if you asked me like, you know, a month ago,
Some of the detail of Inarius.
be in favor with.
Mondays with Lilith.
Your eyes peeled for those specific regions and where those details are going to be. So this is the collector's box. So it's actually really cool. Super excited. I'm sad I'm not going to be able to like immediately run over and pre-order it itself because
We gotta do this.
I got to do this. But we actually have a lot of other things to talk about, as you guys know from the Game Awards and what you probably saw in the beginning of the live stream. Speaking of which, I do want to apologize for our counter. It clearly looks like Belial has gotten to our counter at the beginning of the live stream. It was moving a little slow. Lord of Lies most definitely has taken advantage of it. But we did start perfectly on time. But at the Game Awards, we did reveal the new cinematic for Diablo 4.
Yeah.
And I think this would be just one more a good refresher, just in case if you're jumping into the live stream now or if you haven't taken a look at it. I've seen it a million times, but let's take another look at the Inarius and Lilith trailer.
All right, so we already saw this. We don't want to see the trailer again. The trailer is really cool, though. I'm not gonna lie. That he set up, and the prophet is the leader of the
Yeah, the prophet.
And he is the prophet, basically.
A million times and probably like half the views on YouTube in and itself.
Are you?
I am. I am boosting the YouTube viewership all by myself. It honestly is probably one of my most favorite cinematics that our SFT team has worked on here.
It's incredible.
Blizzard. It's incredible. I think it'd be good to like kind of help inform the community because I know a lot of people. If you follow Diablo, you know who like Lilith and Inarius are, but then there's a lot of questions related to like who is Lilith, who is Inarius, how important are they within the Diablo universe? And it'd be kind of like great to give a little primer on that.
Yeah, so, Diablo 4 focuses on the world of Sanctuary, and it's the world itself was created by Inarius and Lilith. There's this eternal conflict between heaven and hell with the angels.
I feel like I'm never gonna find the part where he talks about the items.
And Inarius and Lilith
Never.
and wanted to have a third of Sanctuary.
He's very much center stage and
We'll explore as well.
yeah, and I think like the cinematic showcase
Able to, of course, they're not.
doing a soft landing, a bit of like Lilith, and it's weird to also think that Inarius is also kind of was originally serving under Tyrael, which is obviously a very
His brother.
familiar name with.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second. Did you guys know Inarius is Tyrael's brother? They were brothers. They were brothers. You know now. Inarius is Tyrael's. You know now. Let's check right here. Hold on.
Related to Diablo 4, and so I wanted to make sure that we spent some time on those. So we did collect a lot of these questions through different community channels, like some of our forums on like D3, D2R, where people are posting about Diablo 4 there, to Reddit. Some of these questions actually came from like social media and content creators that actually do focus in on Diablo. So So
Great.
let's kind of like jump into a few of these specific questions if we can. So first one we have is like, what learnings did you guys apply from other Diablo games to Diablo?
You see at the time, learn all of the details of this, and I'm gonna hearts in recap of you know, and when you think about IP of all the games that have
Diablo games to Diablo 4.
I actually want to hear this one again, so I'm going to turn this up so we can listen to it. Hold on. It's going to be loud.
Yeah, this is a great question because when you think about the history of the Diablo IP of all the games that have come, what we wanted to do is capture the things that players loved about each of those entries in the series, you know. And when you think about, so we really thought about how Diablo 1 really established sort of this tone of gothic horror, this really dark tone that was quite different from other things that you would see at the time. And we wanted to carry that forward and recapture that in Diablo 4. And then when we look again, what do players love and hold close to their hearts in Diablo 2? And we really wanted to capture that essence of having systems that you know, unfold out and have all of this depth and ability to, you know, look at it and nuance and think to yourself, okay, well, I'm really going to learn all of the details of this, and I'm gonna by having a deep understanding of this, I'm going to optimize my character in ways that people who don't understand these nuances will miss, and I'll feel like, oh, I really am optimizing through this system in that.
Yeah,
really
the character's really like an expression of the choices you've made while you're leveling up and like making interesting decisions, right? Like
that's a great point.
I mean, it sounds to me like what he's saying here is that they wanted the game to feel more like Diablo 2 in how you designed your character, like how you chose your character to, you know, like what power he's using, you know, like what main ability he's got and so forth and so on. And less like Diablo 3, which is where you just kind of like picked from a... I don't even want to call it a skill tree. In Diablo 3, it was more like you just like went to a fruit basket and you just like the basket just had every fruit in existence in it, and you just picked the fruit that you wanted. You're like, I want a pineapple and a mango and a passion fruit, and you just picked them all up and you just moved on with your day. Like you had access to everything in Diablo 3, whereas it kind of seems more like a growth system.
Really, really important. A lot more of that power is based on decisions that players made along the way.
Character power on the character itself versus and of course, when we think about Diablo 3, we think about the fluidity of combat. It hit frame, and we wanted to make sure that we represent.
Blah blah blah. Diablo 3.
For the next question we have, as I'm like,
sure that we.
Yeah, and you'll be earning progress, like I mentioned before, by completing content in the season journey, but also just by like killing monsters, going through dungeons, completing quests. Like everything you do is be slowly earning progress.
They're so hyped about the battle pass crap. I don't even care about the battle pass. Like, it's gonna give me some cosmetics. Who cares? Like, all right, you want your money? You're gonna give us some cosmetics. Like, you're gonna come out with new cosmetics for the battle pass every certain number of months or whatever, and the battle pass is gonna change. Like, whoopity doo! Yay! It's so exciting! Like, it's freaking cosmetics. Like, calm down a little bit about the battle pass. Like, that's literally all the battle pass does is give you cosmetics. Like, it's yay.
Towards your battle pass progress.
yeah, and I know that because we talked about season journey beforehand and so forth, and again, that's just an opportunity for people who even don't have the battle pass will still have an opportunity of actually going through a season journey similar to what they kind of experienced
for 3 months. Like, that's not how this works. We really want people to engage with it at a pace that is appropriate to you, and feel that you've got the time necessary to like really go through the whole thing.
Cool. Next question that we have here is, when does the first season of Diablo 4 actually start?
That's right.
So that one doesn't start until much later, apparently.
Again, on the digital deluxe or the ultimate version, they had the other people in regards to that first season for Diablo 4.
Yeah, I really want to make sure people have time to like really play through and enjoy the campaign and see all this content before they get ready to start fresh in season 1.
Exactly.
Next question: if I want to play Diablo 4 on PC and console.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid. I don't know why. I don't know why people ask me that.
Cool. Will familiar Diablo items be returning to Diablo 4? Sorry, I'm like ducking around to look around.
They will. Joe,
Yeah.
I think you have some.
Yeah, so like I mean, there are a ton that are returning. There's so yeah, Shaco's coming back.
Shaco's coming back, boys. Shaco.
Wind Force is coming
Wind Force. That sounds like fun. Wind Force is a great item.
back. Grandfather's coming back. There's
Grandfather. Grandfather's a great unique, by the way.
there's like Mage Fist is coming back.
Mage Fists. Mage Fists are great. What about Frosties? Do we get some Frosties? I like Frosties.
And these are unique items.
So,
right?
yeah, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, so the that's a really good call out. So there are legendary items we talked a little bit before. They're that have like really particular powers, and then there are unique items that are much more powerful than legendary items are. Now legendary powers can show up on any slot. Unique items come with like a pretty fixed loadout of like types of affixes that could appear in that thing.
So this is kind of interesting, and I kind of want to touch on this for a second, since we've, that's what we're doing, is hyper-analyzing the entire Doojank. Powers, right? So like items. How many of you guys played Diablo 3 and the first thing that like literally came out of your mouth was like, where are the unique items? What the hell is a legendary? It's called unique, you idiot, not legendary. Because I know I said it. I know I did it. So it's kind of actually funny. It's kind of actually funny to have the unique items be unique items as their own separate category. And then the legendary items also exist. And apparently the unique items are more powerful than the legendary items and also more rare too. So like finding those unique items is actually going to be a challenge, according to what I've learned so far. Some of what I've been able to gather, they said the rarity of the unique items is going to be like anywhere between like 1 to 3 per season, and the seasons are apparently 3 months. So,
And then what the special power is tied to the unique item on its own. And they're really they're difficult to find. They're really rare. They're fun chase items, and you can really build exciting builds around some of these things. But we've taken a lot of the ideas from these items from previous games, kind of reinterpreted them to make sure they work with Diablo 4, but tried to retain that thematic essence to them. Like, it's been an exciting challenge for the team to kind of go after and try to bring in. Yeah, we have a ton.
Diablo items returning.
a ton.
And fan favorites.
And a lot of new things.
A ton. He said a ton. So we're going to see a lot of unique items. I'm actually kind of excited about that. Unique items are back, baby. Unique items are back, baby. So I wonder if we'll have some really cool ones, like, like a Crown of Ages with like, 2 sockets in it or something. Or we'll have like an Arcane's Valor or a frickin' Storm Shield or, various other really cool objects that could be uniques, right? And I'm kind of excited about what he said there. He said you can build characters around them. Hold on.
We've taken a lot of the ideas from these items from previous games, kind of reinterpreted them to make sure they work with Diablo 4, but tried to retain that thematic essence to them. Like, it's been an exciting challenge for the team to kind of go after and try to bring in. Yeah, we have a ton.
Diablo items returning.
And
fan favorites.
And a lot of new things too. So there's a mixture of both, but you will see some returning favorites.
Yeah.
Awesome.
New uniques as well. So that's actually kind of interesting. So new unique items, not just old unique items turning, but they're also going to have some new unique items as well. I'm kind of excited about that. I'm gonna have to make a video literally just about that, just for the fun of it. Be like, uniques are back, baby. Wind Force, put it in my hands. Spew, spew, spew.
And I think that is the end of our questions that we have there, specifically that we ended up grabbing. I know that we wanted to make sure that we had enough time and so forth. And but I did want to thank you guys for joining, and thank you guys, obviously, for joining us on our last live stream. But I'm going to throw you guys before we leave.
All right, so really quickly, like, I'm going to point out some stuff here real quick. Rapid fire point outs. No, I'm just joking. the Diablo skull, like literally up here. That's the freaking Diablo skull that we saw. What's her name holding? I can't remember how to pronounce her name. I don't want to butcher it. This is like that little light up like pre-order skull, which is pretty cool. We also have the skateboard right here. I know the chat is over top of the skateboard right now, and you can't see it, but apparently they had released a skateboard with Diablo Immortal or something. Obviously, we got the Herodric Cube down here. That's pretty cool. This is the $600 Lilith statue. I have no idea how much the freaking Bale bust costs, with or without the ginger head. And I have no clue what the hell that is. Like, I was really curious what the hell that is. It looks like some sort of stand, but it just says Diablo on it. And I think it just says Diablo like several different ways. Like, I'm trying to look at it on the thing here, and it just seems to literally say Diablo like multiple times in multiple different directions, like a crossword puzzle. What? Enhance? Okay. Enhancing. Hold on. We're enhancing. That's it. We're enhancing. You don't have to tell me twice. I love to enhance. 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 It's not enhanced enough. Hold on. We need more enhancement. It's not enhanced enough. We need extra enhancement. Let's get this enhanced. We need one more good enhance. That should probably do it. There. I have no clue what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that is. Somebody probably knows. Somebody probably knows what that is. What the hell is that thing? A freaking Diablo skull up here looking ominous as all get out. I don't know what that is either. Could barely even see it behind the couch. And then we got the freaking Herodric Cube down here. He's got the Lilith shirt on. He said he had the Lilith shirt on. Some sort of special Lilith shirt. Oh, Lilith is holding the skull on the statue. That's kind of cool. I wonder if that's symbolic of something that's going to happen in the storyline. That Lilith is holding Diablo's skull. You know what? I want to enhance on something else. Hold on. We're going to enhance one more time. One more time, my friends. Enhance. Ha ha ha. The Anarius side of the candle. The Lilith side of the candle.
I'm covering it with my hand.
Yeah.
Hand model, everyone. And then, of course, it's even got some extra details here on the bottom. Specifically.
Fallen skulls. You can really see some of the detail of Anarius pauldrons.
Stop moving it. I'm trying to enhance.
It's hard to show off the level of detail, but thankfully we have a video later that we'll talk about some of these things.
Exactly.
And we have some images going up as well.
Yeah, and it's actually got a, because this is an electric candle.
Images going up. No images. I don't see any images anywhere. I kept trying to look it up and I didn't see nothing nowhere. Nothing gonna stop me now. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. I see nothing. Just one image, and it's got everything on it. I want an image of every single individual piece. Oh, there's the collector's box. $96.99 million. The map. The map, my boys. The map. Fractured Peaks. We got some more names, boys. Fractured Peaks, Dry Steps, Kyrgyzstan, Hawa. I can't even pronounce that one. What the hell is that? Some dragons down there. There be dragons down there. Kerrigan. It's kind of a cool map, I'm not gonna lie. I like it. There's Chaldeum right there. Not sure what there's a couple like little cities here and there around the map. Kind of a really pretty artwork on the map, I'm not gonna lie. It's very pretty artwork. Uh-oh, boobies. There's boobies on the map, boys. Oh, no. De-enhance. 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 Might as well save that to my computer. I think that's going to come in handy later. What else do we got on this list? There's the book. The mouse pad, the map, the box. There's the symbol. That's the symbol of the Cathedral of Light, by the way. That's the symbol of Anarius's group. Let's open that in a new tab. Let's open that in a new tab. A nice high quality picture of the candle. Just the empty face. Well, this is the collector's edition box, so I'm assuming that Anarius is probably on the other side. That would be my assumption anyway, is that Anarius is on one side and Lilith is on the other. That's his symbol. Anarius is, so Lilith is probably on the other side, I would assume. I kind of want to get some peeps on this art book, but I don't really think we're gonna see anything with the art book. I mean, they got like kind of like a look inside the art book at like one stage, but it's just like one page of the art book. Looks like some helmet designs, maybe some things that we'll see inside the game. It's like that one looks like it comes from From Sauron. The one on the bottom left looks like a Sauron helmet. Bow, 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 bow. I know, it's kind of cool. Let me see if we can zoom on in this box real quick, too. It's got some pretty cool artwork on the box. So the left side just seems to be Anarius over and over again. Anarius, 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 Anarius. And then some sort of beast. But the same beast is on this side. And this side seems to be all Lilith. So we've got Lilith titties, Lilith titties, Lilith, Lilith. Some more titties over here. Got a bunch of titties all over the place. Kind of curious what this door represents, if this has something to do with the story plot. Boobies? That's right. Cody, what are you doing over there? Don't be bad. I'll fight you. Mink. Alright, well, I think that's pretty much it. The Candle of Creation, though. I wonder if we can find anything about the Candle of Creation. I wonder if that's referenced anywhere in the lore. I don't know if it is referenced in the lore. You know, everything is from, like, recently. I need to look for older posts. I feel like with the Candle of Creation, like, if we actually knew the story, it would be cooler. It would be much more interesting, like, if we knew what the hell the story was. But since we don't know what the story is, and we don't know what part the Candle of Creation takes in the story, we don't have the same awe, you know, about it. Like, imagine if they just had, like, a soul stone that you could, for, like, a pre-order. You'd be like, why the hell I got, like, a little rock? And you'd be upset. And then after you play the game, you'd be a lot more enthused about the soul stone than you are, you know, now. But, man. I think that we're pretty much done going over this. I don't think there's much more to go over. Like, we've kind of covered just about everything in terms of the developer update. I'm going to have to harvest some screenshots of these abilities. I mean, the only other thing I think we could even talk about is the slots here. There's also this weird little icon, which we have not identified yet, by the way. If anybody knows what this is, let me know. But you see this little icon right here? At the top right-hand corner of each one of the items, there's a little icon. It sort of resembles almost like a lock. I want to say it resembles a lock. Let's enhance real quick just so we can take a quick look at it, because I'm kind of interested. It could be some sort of soulbound mechanic, perhaps. Just as an idea right off the top of my head. But notice not all of the items have this symbol. Only some of them do. So see the symbol right here? Whatever it is, it's almost like a weird looking infinity symbol. Which could mean that maybe the item has already been enhanced. Maybe the item is like bound to the character. Maybe it's soulbound. I don't know. There could be 100 different things. Maybe the item has already been edited. I think there's one way we can test this theory, which is play the video and see if this item. So notice this item doesn't have an ability. It doesn't have anything. So if I'm correct, when they edit the item and they add the power to it, and it finally does get its power, perhaps that will add the little chain. Let me pull this up so that we're actually looking at the right video, because this is the one that I paused a bunch of times. All right, I think this is the right one where she goes to the shop. So we should be able to see whether it gains or loses that that little check mark when she edits it. It'd be interesting to see if it goes away. So that doesn't have it right now. She adds the codex of power to it. She creates the item. It goes back onto her character, and no, the chain or whatever it is not added to the item. So it's not a function of the imprinting then. Not sure. I'm not sure. Alright, guys and gals, I think we've pretty much examined this stuff to death. I might have some videos out later on some of this stuff if you're interested. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll probably be on later, maybe play some Diablo 2. So, you better show up, or no cookies for you. That's the intro, not the outro. No cookies for you.